Danful offers unparalleled, curated and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danful, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danful, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danful Africa. To learn more, visit Danful.Africa.
History isn't just what happened, it's who we are. And now you can explore Africa's incredible past like never before. Introducing the new and engaging course catalog from aelearning.net, a world-class provider of interactive e-learning focused on Africa's rich and diverse history. From the rise of ancient Nubia and the power of the Mali Empire, to the architectural wonders of Egypt and the development of astrological knowledge by the Dogon people, each self-paced course brings history to life through stunning visuals, immersive video lessons, and interactive assessments. Designed for students, educators, and lifelong learners around the world, AE Learning's courses make discovering Africa's story easier, deeper, and more engaging than ever. With AE Learning, education meets flexibility. Whether you're a student, teacher, or lifelong learner, our platform gives you access to credible knowledge, rich multimedia lessons, and tools that make learning African history engaging and unforgettable. Join thousands of learners already rediscovering Africa's past and shaping its future. Visit www.aelearning.net today. Start your journey through Africa's past today, because the story of Africa is the story of us all. AE Learning, inspiration through high-quality education.
You have 3 generations to end what I have begun. Only a son or daughter must hear your song in the land I now rule. If they fail, as you know, Jama will be swallowed by time and lost forever.
No! What have I done?
Peace, family. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Uhuru. Thank you all. Thanks so much for joining. Hit that like button again. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I will greatly appreciate it. Got a couple of announcements before we jump into today's topic. Y'all, all my UK folks, you better be on the stream because you guys were like, Dynasty, why do you stream so late? I wish I could do my my Brit voice, my British accent, but I can't. So I'm on early now, okay? For today, I'm on early now. So, you know, make sure you guys come to the chat as well, because we have a interesting conversation and an interesting take by Kehinde Andrews, who's an author, and I don't know what other titles he has, but I know he's an author out there in the UK. But again, hit that like button, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe. We'll greatly appreciate it. What else we got going on? It's the weather is being bipolar here in Atlanta, as it usually is. So it's back cool now. You know, it was warming up. Then it's cool now. Let's see here. What's this? Excuse me. Yeah, so it's kind of cool today. I don't like it. You know, I don't like the cold weather. I gotta have at least 70s minimum. I mean, this is the bare minimum 65. Anything below 65, it's a problem. Anything below 65, it's a problem. So yeah. So we're rolling to Senegal in about a month. Again, we're rolling to Senegal in about a month for the Jazz Festival in St. Louis. So if you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo, that's Danfo.Africa. Again, please visit Danfo, that's Danfo.Africa to learn more. We are also going to Nigeria in August for the Oshun Festival. Then we're rolling to Zanzibar in September for Safari Blue. And then we're doing Ghana, Ivory Coast, and Sierra Leone in November, and then Benin in January for the Voodoo Festival. So if you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo.Africa. Again, if you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo.Africa to learn more. Without further ado, guys, I'll go ahead and put the link in the chat room. If you want to call in and add to the convo, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the convo. But we'll go ahead and play this clip from Kehinde Andrews. And what he's saying kind of makes sense. But let me go ahead and here we go. Bookmarks. Let me pull this up real quick. Here we go. Where are you at, Kehinde? There we go. Let me share the screen. Let's see here. Share button, share screen. Bam. Bam. Bam.
In America, there is no such thing as American slavery. Britain controlled America for the slave trade in America for 150 years before independence. There was slavery in America, 150 years of translated slavery in America before America was even a country. Even after America is then a country, the corporations, the companies who have the ties in slavery, the boats who are bringing in mostly British boats, the connections, people who move from the Caribbean to the Americas back and forth, that internal slave trade. The idea there is an American slave system is just nonsense. It's not true. There was slavery in America. There was slavery in the Caribbean. There was slavery in Latin America, etc. They worked in different ways and different. They had their internal mechanisms, but they're not separate things. It's the same bloody things. The same people taking the same. You know what I'm saying? The idea you could separate this and that is nonsense. This is particularly for reparations claims. Lloyd's of London has been taken to court in America multiple times, and that's a British company in theory, right? So you say British is Lloyd's of London a British company? Not really, because nothing's British anymore. That's also the case back then, right? Like there was no way the slavery system could work on a national level. It was they were all collaborating, they were all engaged, all the hooks in.
So should we go after reparations from the British as well? Because as a point, the original colonies were all British colonies. Then you have Florida. Florida was a Spanish colony. Then you have, the Louisiana, the French colonies, Louisiana and Missouri and all that area. So should FBA, ADOS also seek reparations directly from the British, the Spanish, the French? Because if you do the numbers, we were under slavery longer under them than we were the U.S. technically. You see here, the American Revolution was in 1776. No, July 4th, 1776, when we declared our independence. Slavery ended in 1865, I believe. So that's only 90 years, roughly, some change. The first slave ships were brought here, what, in the 1600s or 1640 or even earlier than that? So do these other groups, do these other countries owe reparations too? Let me bring Prince Louis on real quick. Go ahead, Prince. Let me bring Prince Louis real quick. Louis, go ahead.
Hello, designers. I'm sorry I haven't been able to participate in the show the last couple of days, especially when most of the topics have been on Ghana. It's because my work time has changed a little bit. I'm doing a lot more night shift now. So I haven't always been able to join in while your show is going on. But keep up the good work. I'm loving the subjects coming through. With the slavery thing, I think Black people have to take stock and really realize how far we've come with the resolution that was passed in the UN. And let us do one thing at a time. You understand? Let us solve one problem, get it out of the way, and then we can look forward to what's to come from this. Because what's tend to happen is that we, the Black people, we are our own worst enemy. When we get a big victory like this, instead of us concentrate on and weighing up the victory and what it means, how we can go forward, we start attacking the people who brought forward the bill into the UN, like Ghana. You know, we've got to really move forward and let the intelligent people take this reparation thing forward. We started looking at this reparation. We need time. We need to let our Black experts who've been looking at this come up with proposals from each country, so we can move forward together again. Not under one country this time, under all the Black countries, including the established America and all the individual countries. We've done it before, but it's now moving forward.
Hey, Louis, Louis, you're having some connection issues. You keep going in and out. Yeah, no, you're going in and out.
Yeah,
no,
do it now.
That's better. Go ahead.
All right, yeah. So what I'm saying is, we've got to take our time and rely upon our experts. We've got experts in each country dealing with this, and the established bodies who have looked at this for some years to come now. We can't look at this like some children who just got up and decided we want reparations. It's a complex web, and the longer it takes, the more and more they have an excuse to hide. But let us have our experts who brought this thing to the UN. Let's go back to those places, to those countries and the establishments within those countries that's recognized, and let us take our time and really bring the case against these people, because we've got a case now. But the last thing we should do is start silly arguments among ourselves and making ourselves look bad before even a white person says anything. You know, Black people themselves are bringing this argument and then accusing each other. You know, and I'm glad the Ghanaian president, Mahama, at this time I'm proud of him, though I don't know if to support most of his policies, but on this one, he's correct. You know, he's even addressing the idiots who want to say, oh, Blacks were involved in the slavery, that making the argument for the white people. He's actually on YouTube addressing it directly when he had a town hall meeting in America. You know, so I think that this is the right generation, the right time for this, but we cannot rush this. We've got to go back to our individual communities, individual countries, and really have a debate on this, come to a general consensus, then we can go forth with the claim, because we know who the companies are, we know what the countries are, right? We know who benefited, and then when we deal with that, we can come back and look at the Black side of it later on and find out who done this and who done that, because we, the Black people from Africa, were the victims. And the Black people outside, obviously, from Africa that went outside of Africa, we were the victims. So what we should not do is start blaming ourselves as Black people first before we even look at a white man. That's what I find absolutely astonishing. And I don't know if you're able to get the clip where the Ghanaian president actually addresses this, because this was put forward before him in America. And the answer he gave was perfect. You know, we start pointing the fingers of, oh, you black participated. Most of our people are doing the work of the white man for the white man, because a lot of us are agents. It's just plain stupid. We've got to take our time, go back. I think we should spend at least 2 years, put together a solid case, have recognized bodies that we can go to who are going to take this forward. But for the time being, Ghana have done their job. Now it's time for us individually to get ourselves organized by country to country and sort and find out which particular bodies are going to represent us. We don't have the Johnny Cochranes no more, but we still got legal people. And one of them was actually in court at the UN. I've forgotten his name, Benjamin Crump or so. Yeah. So whoever we're going to get to represent each black body in each country, let us do that. Yeah. And if countries in Africa want to claim for reparations, let them. Okay, this is an opportunity for us to move it forward against them, not us turning back around and biting each other on behalf of the white man like that idiot was doing yesterday on your show. What's his name? That fool, one of the FBA boys speaking idiotically like he's some smart ass. I've forgotten his name, man. Passport, whatever his name is. Let's not entertain idiots like that. I know you're going to do a show, Diners, but this is a win. Let us reflect, take time, gather ourselves together, and bring a case against these people. Okay, that's my contribution for now. And before I go any further, I'm looking for that seedy fool. I hope he rings up today, because the attack he's got and the hate he's got against Ghana is too much.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Bell, Zahazar, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yeah. What's going on, everyone? So,
hey, Bell, are you on like speakerphone or?
No, why?
Are you okay? Speaking directly to your mic. Okay, go ahead. It just sounds real, like it's real fuzzy. I don't know. Staticky in the background.
Is it clear now? Is it okay?
It's a little bit better now. Go ahead.
All right. So, I've put more thought into the whole reparations thing, and I especially after what went on, what happened at the UN, I revised my position on reparations. I think that our approach, in the general approach of blacks, whether it be Black American or Caribbean or Africans who have, their thoughts on reparations, is a moral approach. Legal approach, we don't have any legal standing. And the reason why, which was explained at the UN, is that slavery was legal. So what law would we use? Are we trying to rewrite history? I mean, you can't rewrite history, right? So if slavery was legal, how do you go back, rewrite it so that you then can bring a case to court? It just doesn't make any sense, And then people cite, well, what about the Japanese or the Jews? Number one, the Jews do not get reparations from the United States. That's one. The United States, what they do is they facilitate the transfer of the funds from Germany to American Jewish recipients. So they make it happen so that they could get the money. That's one. Two, Japanese. It wasn't all Japanese, because if you think about it, if reparation was given to all Japanese, then you would have Japanese today receiving reparations. Reparations were given to direct victims, right? Those that were held in internment camps. They're the ones that received the reparations. So I don't know why we cite these examples that don't have any, it doesn't even connect to reparations for descendants of slaves. So we're asking, to give reparations to descendants of slaves because, the trauma that was caused by, against the slaves was transferred down to which doesn't make any sense, because if you want to, argue that position, then why draw the line at slavery? Why not go back to Adam and Eve? Because there were atrocities done many, many, many years ago, and the descendants of these people are here today.
Agent,
so are they going to claim
your agent, my friend, you stupid.
Okay, so let me just finish.
Don't interrupt him. Don't interrupt him. Go ahead.
So my base. So in a nutshell, it's a moral argument that we're making for reparations, not a legal argument, because like it was explained at the UN, slavery was legal. If you're going to bring that to court, you're rewriting something that was legal and using today's moral standards to condemn it.
Legal?
I'm finished.
All right, let me pass the mic to Taraka. Go ahead, Taraka. Mute yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna say something first, but let me ask this brother that just spoke. You said it was legal at the time. Okay, fine. How come the slave owners was compensated up until not that long ago for the
2015.
loss of
Probably.
you know, they earn their profits?
Yeah. So
Up until recently, including
2015.
my country, Jamaica, including Haiti, and so forth and so on, they actually got compensated, right,
right.
for loss of profit. So, how do you explain that?
Okay. So I don't know the laws in Jamaica. So in the United States, it was legal. It was legal for.
It was legal in Jamaica too.
Okay, but let me just. I can only speak from the perspective of America. I don't know Jamaica. So in the United States, whites legally could own property. So when the property was taken from them without due process, then they had a legal means to petition the court for reparation. That's why they received compensation for their loss of property. So, like I said,
makes sense.
It's
You're confusing me. I swear you're confusing me.
the law back then, right? The law
was wrong, bro.
Okay, you're using today's moral.
You hell bullshit.
No, but hold on, Saint. Hold on. Let him finish, because I read, because so if it was legal back then, that means it's still legal up until today.
Okay, I can't speak for Jamaica, but I can say in the United States.
I'm talking to U.S. I've been here 50 years, bro.
Okay.
Can I speak? Can I speak to the U.S. before he?
No, but I'm not done yet. I'm not done speaking yet. I didn't speak yet.
Okay, you want me to answer?
Go ahead.
Okay, so in the United States, once they outlawed slavery, then from that point on, then if you were enslaved after it was made illegal, then yeah, you can bring a case to court. But anything prior to that, you want to go back in time to when it was illegal, use today's moral value to place it on to then condemn that law. It doesn't make any sense because you're rewriting history. It was legal back then. So how do you go back in time to rewrite that law?
Are you white?
What do you mean, am I white?
Wait, hold on. Don't ask him that.
I swear I'm not done yet. But
I could kill this argument. I'll kill this argument. We don't even have to have this discussion with him.
Well, go ahead. Let me let you go. Then I'll finish up what I have to say. Go ahead.
All right, cool. Because I'll be short. The Japanese internment camps, Native Americans being wiped out, slavery.
I already explained it. Maybe you came in late. I explained it already.
I know. I heard you. What's the difference between all three of these things?
Okay. Number one, the Native Americans are a nation excluded from the United States. That's one.
But they weren't. They weren't when they were wiped out. Hold on. That does not apply to what we're talking about. Their sovereignty was given to them after all of this was done. Why would you give them sovereignty after doing something supposedly legal to them as reparations? Because remember when they were
slaves.
I understand. I'm not talking about slaves. They were wiped out. Their land was taken, but that was all legal.
Right.
Correct?
It was legal. Yes.
Okay. So then afterwards. After all that legal action took place, they were given reparations and they were given sovereignty. Why on earth would you do that if what you did to them was legal?
Okay, let me answer you. All right, let me answer you.
Sure.
So United States was at war with the Native Americans, right? The American tribes. So, in order to stop the
why were they
war,
at war with him?
can I talk?
No, let him finish. Let him finish. No, let him finish. Because what he's saying has nothing to do with what I just asked him. But go ahead, let him finish.
So, the United States was at war with the Native Indians.
Uh-huh.
They made a treaty with the Native Indians to stop the wars.
Okay.
And that was the treaty that they made with the Native Americans.
Okay.
All right. Now, for the Japanese, I explained that there were laws in place to protect them, and those laws were violated. That's why they received reparation.
Do you know what the grounds for their reparations was?
Yeah, they were American citizens that were interned.
But it was legal because there was an actual law.
Hey, guys! I want Tarhaka to finish because I need to pass it to V. So, Tarhaka, go ahead, Tarhaka. Then I gotta pass it to V.
Okay, let me finish up. Any black person that was a descendant from slavery, and that includes the black people in Ghana or anywhere else in Africa that it affected, because it affected families there also. They have a right to ask for reparations.
Somebody needs to mute their phone. Somebody needs to mute themselves.
Yeah, I personally don't think that they're going to give any reparation at all. Right? They're just not going to do it. All right. Let me give you an example how to get reparation. Iran is asking the U.S. for reparation. That's part of their deal in ending this war. They ask for reparation. Is the U.S. going to give Iran reparation? No. But they're going to take it. And that's the only they're going to get. They're going to take it. How are they going to take it? They're going to charge $2 million, which they are, for each ship passing through the strait.
Damn.
All right? That add up to almost $1 trillion a year. That's what they're going to do. You see what I'm saying? But somebody's going to pay it. All right? That's what I mean by taking it. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean by taking it. If Ghana and the rest of the African countries say, okay, you want this resource? We're going to give it to you, but we're going to give it for triple, for quadruple. You see what I'm saying? That's what you're going to pay. You're going to pay for it. Right? You're not going to use this. You're not going to use this.
Oh God!
Right? You're not going to use that port. You're not going to use nothing. You're going to pay to your ass for it. Anything you want, the cobalt, the this, the that, you are going to have to pay for it in double, triple. You see what I'm saying?
When has that ever worked? When has that?
It never been tried. It never been done.
We can do that.
You know why?
Okay.
You know why? No, there's a reason for that.
It's gonna be the same Africa, bro.
You're right. You think that's another thing. You see what I'm saying? People think that it's the same old. It's not. You see what the AES is doing? It's not. It's not the same old.
You don't understand.
Hey, guy. Let Tarhaka finish. Let Tarhaka. I gotta pass it.
I thought he was finished. Okay.
No, I'm not finished.
Tarhaka, 45 seconds. Gotta pass the mic.
Okay. But that's the only way. This dude saying when it ever work, bro, you need to step aside, bro. Okay, you need to step aside. We don't need no simple people around here. We just need warriors. You need to step your ass aside. You see what I'm saying? That's the only way it's gonna work. Like I said, look what Iran is doing, and there's nothing the United States could do about it. Nothing at all. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, go ahead, V.
Yeah, hello.
No, we lost her. Dang. All right, truth teller, go ahead.
V.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what he just said is lunacy. The only problem with what he's saying is there's only two countries eyeing Iran right now. If Iran makes fuel so expensive that other countries can't afford it, Iran won't exist anymore.
Oh man, stop it!
That's his only card.
You don't exist by whom? By who's going to take them? Who's going to take it out?
Iran can't defend itself against three superpowers.
Why not?
Okay. Hey,
they're doing it right now. And who's the three? Who's the other superpowers? Who's the other superpowers?
any one of them from Europe and pick any one of them from Asia.
What Europe? What superpower in Europe? Those fucking faggots in Europe? What
Oh
superpower?
God, Jesus Christ!
What superpower? Who are you talking about?
Pick anyone. Pick the weakest one. Switzerland. Pick them.
Switzerland?
Pick the weakest one.
Bro, don't you see Iran is kicking our ass, you stupid idiot?
But it's only
You don't see what's going on?
And we don't have approval for war from our Congress.
Bro, you don't see what's going on?
Do you think,
are you a dummy? Iran is backed by Russia and China.
Do you think the United States of America, do you think the United States, we don't even have a war clause yet. We can't send troops there. You think the United States of America
send what troops there to get fried? To get fried, you idiot?
You think
to
Iran
get fried?
can defend itself?
You are a dummy, boy.
Sir, do you think Iran
They're
can defend
kicking
itself
our ass
against
right now, bro.
Sir, stop talking. Do you think Iran
stop
can defend itself against
Hold on, one mic, Tarka. You gotta let him talk, Tarka. Don't interrupt him, please. Go ahead, Truth Teller.
Do you think Iran can defend itself against 3 superpowers that
They're
have
doing it right now.
Declared war on it?
They're doing it right now.
No, they're not. How many troops do we have there? Do you know the number?
You can't get your troops there, bro. They've been blowing out the goddamn area.
Stop. You think if
stop
we don't
what?
send?
Stop
you think
what?
if we don't send?
You don't know nothing about the military,
Sir,
idiots. You don't know nothing about the military.
You think if we sent 3 aircraft carriers to
they're
that
not
region,
there. They're 1,000 miles away. They are 1,000 miles away.
Hey,
they can't stay there. They're 1,000 miles away, you idiot.
Because we don't have a war declaration.
They're 1,000 miles away, idiot.
Guys, we're not doing this today. Tarka, let the man speak. Don't interrupt him. Go ahead, Truth Teller.
We don't even have 10,000 troops there. You think if we sent 4 aircraft carriers to that area and we had a declaration of war from our Congress, they took out, God damn, they took out, what's his name? The other dude that was there that tried to set stuff off. They literally took out their Navy in like 3 days.
That's why they're still fighting.
All lies.
Oh Jesus! The
lies.
only reason why this
all
is
lies.
happening is because nobody.
Man, Dennis, there's somebody else talk, man. I'm not gonna listen to him anymore.
My man.
Let somebody else talk.
Well, no, but hold on, one mic. But
I'm not gonna listen to him no more, bro.
Hold on, but Tarka, I'm trying to hear him, and you keep interrupting.
Boy, he's talking bullshit.
But I want to hear. But that's your opinion, Tarka. I'm trying to hear the guy. Like
it's not an opinion. It's a fact, Dennis.
I want to hear everybody. So don't interrupt him. Truth Teller, you got a minute. Go ahead.
Hey, I don't even need less than a minute. All I'm saying is the only reason why the war's not working out is because there's only one person at the United States government that wants the war to happen. Nobody else wants to sign off on it. He can't send troops. He can't send the full military. He can't do it. He's doing this for Israel. That's why the situation is in. We're literally not even halfway in. We're like 10% of the way in. That's why the problem is going to continue. Nobody else wants to fight because everybody just wants to make money. So
all right, get off. Stop. Done. That's it.
In regards to this conversation, when the slaves were set free, that was a law that set the slaves free. It was not in law to pay these niggas once slaves were set free.
Truth Teller.
Get them off now. Get them off now.
I'm trying to talk. Truth Teller, that's a tariff.
What's a tariff? Sorry. Oh, sorry. N-word. Sorry, you're right. My bad. Hold on.
All right, so that's
I got you, babe.
That's the cash app right there. All right, go ahead, Africa.
Yeah, greetings to everyone, Brother Dinas, Louis, everyone on the Tahaka. Greetings. Basically, I'm coming from the same points as usual. Basically, we all know the fact what my brother said earlier. He was actually right that the thing that John Mahama filed, in the UN is basically a moral issue more than a legal issue. But however, that can be looked at to actually, if we've got good lawyers to make it as a legal issue. But that's all. It's all depend on how much money we can galvanize as people, like the African Americans per se, and how much lobby, Dinah's probably not it's gonna tell me to shut up in a minute. But how much lobbyists you can actually get together in America and in the West to actually make this thing possible, through, different angles, like, friends of African Americans, in the Democrats and the Republicans, friends of African in the diaspora, in the Labour Party or the Conservative Party, to make this happen. Because, this is the angle you can actually take it. Because if you just rely on the United Nations, it's not going to work. Um, we all know for a fact this is a moral issue, is not legal. Doing the transatlantic slavery, during those days, slavery was a legal thing. That's the argument. And also, go back to the topic that we're talking about today. That yes, we do know the slaves were brought there by the Spanish, the British, the Portuguese, and so on. So if you want to look for reparation, these are the places you need to start looking at first before you go for America as we know it today. But saying that, America as we know it today is a country who benefit more from slavery than those countries who brought the slaves there. So they also are liable of the atrocities, caused by African Americans, caused to them, by the Europeans who brought the slaves there. So the reality is, I'm looking at this from a point of view. If the British would not compensate the Irish, for slaving them, I don't think they will compensate black people. Let's make that clear. And you can see how they run away from it. And also, if you look at the woman, the leader of the opposition in the UK today, who have actually totally opposed, the reparation, she's actually have she have gained some popularity in the polls in the UK. That's probably just, you know, probably will give you some bit of indication how much some of this far right, mantra is actually going into some of the politics that, they're supporting her. That yeah, we shouldn't get involved in it in the UK, and it's not our business, and we should not even abstain. We should have voted against. This is what it goes back to taking African people out of African American business. It should not be taken lightly because some African people are cancer, to the African diaspora. This is real. I'm not trying to play so division between black people in diaspora and Africans. It's just a fact. Obama was no good for African Americans. We have politicians here that are no good for the Caribbeans who came from the continent Africa. We have politicians in Africa who are no good for the Africans and the Africans in the diaspora. If you want to get money from slavery, you need to ask our leaders. These leaders that we have in Africa are the modern day slave masters. They're no different to those people who sold our ancestors to slavery. Because the reality is they can do this. They can actually bring laws in the continent of Africa and say, look, Glencoe, De Beers, all these colonial companies, you and your people, the Barclays and, Lloyds, you guys were involved in slavery. We know how you made your money. If you're going to invest here, you have to pay this, you have to pay that. And this is the clause that will come with it. And also, if you have to, for you to have any license to extract or anything to do with our mineral resources or our continent, you have to employ a certain percentage of our people in your company. So
That's not
you're
compensation, bro.
no, but it might not be a compensation, but it
I
might
hear
be
you.
a way to get some. Yeah, thank you.
We
It
got
might be
power.
some way to get.
We
Yeah, yeah.
you just ban those countries from investing. Britain, you cannot invest in oil here. You cannot do that. Britain company cannot do no business here. End of. Then
Yeah,
you go and see the
yeah.
kind of power you got.
Yeah. So we could do that. So the African leaders could do that if they're really serious. If John Mahama bring all the ECOWAS leaders and all the African Union together and say, look, let's start from this point of view. I tell you what, for the first time, African leaders will get the full backing from African Americans and the Caribbeans. And if you can see if that units there come together, that will scare the West. I'm telling you now. They will look at it because if they know they've got a lot of African Americans in the US as military officers in their politics and also who are
Power,
well connected and know stuff. Yeah,
The
exactly. And
power.
also we've got yeah, but let me finish, Louis. We have Caribbeans in the UK also who knows where to go. They know what to do, and they have been doing this for long without any money. They manage to get so much right for people, and they know how to do this. They could do it, and also the African leaders need to follow because they never led before. They need to follow these people who know what Pan Africanism is about. you know, instead of being a communist clowns in the continent, you know, all they do is just suck up to communist mentality and sell, auction our mineral resources to the rest of the world. They don't know how this world works. This world is a capitalist world. If you don't know how to play the game in the capitalist world, you'll be left behind every day. You know that if you live in a city, you're not catching up with the system will leave you behind. I'll pass the mic for now. Thank you.
All right, let me read these super chats. L5261, thank you for $5 holla. 2 years ago, Africans were saying that FBA asking for reparations was begging, and now the whole African continent are trying to get reparations. Cameroon Breezy Goat 903, thank you for $1.09 holla. Why would white people pay black people anywhere they won the war? All right, go ahead, V.
Yeah, hi guys. Sorry, my internet let me down the first time. Oh no, I hope it's not happening again. Can you
we
hear
hear
me?
you. Go ahead. Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, it's just a bit difficult at the moment. I mean, I do agree with the few people that have spoken earlier on the panel regarding that compensation or financial compensation is not going to come easily from these guys. Now, I've also heard some people say that, slavery was illegal. Who drafted the law? Who made it illegal? I don't recall, even though our chiefs and kings that were so bad that somehow got themselves involved in this slavery, I don't recall them being given any kind of a treaty saying that it was legal for them to come onto the continent, instigate wars, instigate some bandits who were, because the people that were going around raiding, they were literally bandits, to go into communities and raid them and march them down into the coast and then be taken, into the slave markets and then march them down to the coast to be taken into the Americas and so forth. I don't recall there was any treaty like that. So who made it illegal? Secondly, to say that the people, the Europeans to pay you, or the guy that you played the tape that was spoken there, he was being very technical. So, well, America wasn't involved and it was the Europeans. It's true. He's just being technical. Primarily, it's true that it was the Europeans that started this slavery, and who benefited the the Americas, and also the Europeans. The Europeans did benefited massively. If you look into the history of enslavement of Africans that ended up in the Caribbean, and also at some point before the Americans then fought the British and then took over and had the independence. The British and the French and some respect to the Spanish and the Portuguese were the main beneficiary of slavery, and I don't recall that the Africans that were taken onto the Americas were given a contract saying that you sign this contract and you be enslaved. I know that the Irish and others that came in under indentured slavery.
Let's stick it to black people. Let's stick it on black people, my sister. Right? Put it right in their face. The white man first. We can deal with the black people later. The white man first. Let's not go around the Irish and all that, sister. I don't want to have a go at you, but let's not go around the bush.
Yeah, but you have to have patience. You have to have patience and listen to what I'm saying. You can't just jump in.
No, I hear what you say, but you're softening the argument. This is what black people always do. You're trying to philosophize it and soften the argument.
Let her talk. I'm trying to hear her. Go ahead.
No, what I'm trying to say is the Irish that were given documentation.
This is not an Irish issue. This is not.
Oh man, Louis, let her talk. Go ahead, Louis.
I'm saying that you guys are saying that slavery was it was legal, and I'm saying that it was not legal. It was somebody else that sat there and made their rules and their laws, and they impose it on others. They impose it on the blacks, they impose it on Africans, and then they impose it on the black people that ended up in the Caribbean and the Americas. So how was it illegal? That's what I'm trying to say. The Irish were actually given a documentation when they were brought in as an indentured servitude. That is all I'm trying to explain. I'm not saying that it's an Irish issue. It's primarily black issue. But what I'm saying that I agree with some of the people on the panel is, if Africa do not get together and stand strong and use some sort of leverage on these people, they will pay nothing. They're not going to pay anybody anything. You have to have a leverage on them to say to them before we sign, like a few people have mentioned, and I was going to say that earlier, before you sign this contract, before I give you access to this,
I want X amount of money. Yes, because that's what they did to us. That is what they
hold
did.
on, V, what is Africa owed for slavery?
Africa, you know, some tribes were virtually wiped out because of slavery. I know that the people that ended up the
Wait,
other side of slavery.
Before you say that, who actually enslaved them though?
Well, there's some Africans were involved, but the Europeans were the primary instigators of slavery.
They instigated, but I didn't ask that. I'm saying, who enslaved those Africans in Africa?
And nobody enslaved no one in Africa. They were captured.
So the Africans weren't enslaved? I'm confused.
Yeah, but
That's what
they were captured.
When you generalize it on a sort of simple issue that Africans saw enslaved Africans.
Well, no, I'm not generalizing. I'm literally asking a specific question.
Because that's where they always come back to. Well, Africans were involved.
Well, I know you're getting excited, but I need you to focus with me. I'm asking you a very specific question. Who enslaved the Africans in Africa? And I mean the ones that stayed there.
You may have your point of view, and I may have mine.
I don't know. You're from Africa, so
what do you mean you don't know? Why are you discussing the argument? What do you mean you don't know? What do you mean you don't know?
You're telling me it was either Africans or Europeans. So
it was
Europeans instigated.
It was both. It
so
was
they worked as a team.
No, it wasn't. It was orchestrated by Europeans. They industrialized it on a completely different scale.
So the Europeans industrialized
on a different scale.
The Europeans came in after they've been to the Americas, and they have butchered and massacred the natives over there. And the natives, knowing their terrain, know how to, get away from the Europeans. At some point, they realized there was a vast, huge land that they wanted to colonize it, and they needed people to work for them. And before then, the Portuguese have already been onto the Guinea coast, which is beyond from the West African coast all the way, and they've headed down to places like modern day Angola, Namibia, and so forth, and know that there was a group of people that living on those coasts are similar to the people over in the Americas. They have a similar kind of skin tone. They also were good farmers, and they were good and they were also physically strong people. So that was the intent of the Europeans.
So are you saying the Europeans went in there and grabbed black people and kidnapped them?
The Europeans came in with the guns. They brought in the guns, and they made sure that
hold on. V, 30 seconds. I gotta pass the mic to CD.
Okay, the Europeans came in with the guns. Yeah, they came in with the better weaponry, because at that time in Africa, especially in West Africa, even when we were fighting, we had a rule of engagement where we would, keep people after we finished fighting, the war prisoners, keep them for a period, and later release them and let them go back to their communities, or even stay in the community that they were even been fighting. Some of them choose to stay with the community that they were even fighting. But when the Europeans came in and they needed the people, they instigated wars, because you have a tribe that was much stronger and a tribe that may be smaller. They made sure that the smaller tribes.
Don't forget the religious part. What they did religiously first.
Let's just stick with the technical side of it for now. Right? They made sure that the weaker tribes got guns, and then started, so that's brought about a lot of wars and chaos, which then led to people being getting into certain communities and raiding the communities. And West Africans were involved, yes, but the Europeans were the main instigators.
Okay, you're forgetting the religious part, though, sister. That was the significant part.
Go ahead. I gotta pass the mic. Go ahead, CD.
How's everybody?
Good.
Yeah, how you doing, Africa, man?
Hey, don't fight your fucking today, you bastard. I've been after you. Don't fucking try your shit against Ghana.
No.
Keep your hate to yourself.
Yeah, no, Louis, allow it now. Louis.
Today, you bastard.
Louis, hold on. What, my Louis? We're not doing that today. You're not calling no name calling.
You allowed him.
Louis.
I listened to him.
Hold on, V. Hold on. Go ahead, CD.
All right, yeah. So this is my opinion. First of all, it's not going to be any reparation. And secondly, United Nations was the wrong place to talk about reparations. This is a very weak organization right now. Antonio Guterres, he's struggling financially. United Nations have no resources. That's why they're moving out of New York to go to Nairobi. And I don't think if Trump even have any respect for them. Number two, we African was the wrong people to take this to United Nations. I think Congress could be the best place to talk about reparations because in reality they were able to help the Black people, not Africans, Black people that were enslaved. They were able to get reparation through Congress, not through United Nations. That's the wrong place to take the case.
Yeah, but that's only for the Americans. What about the South Americans and the Caribbean and so forth?
Well, when you talk about reparations, it comes with resources, right? So America has the bigger economy in the world. So if they're making any contribution, I think probably 50% will come from the states. So instead of you going to UN, first of all, Trump don't even have no respect for United Nations. He doesn't even want to hear about United Nations. That's why UN is struggling right now. Antonio Guterres is the weakest Secretary General I've ever seen work, representing United Nations. So it's not going to be reparation. And the case for reparation is a setup for a lot of black politicians because the question always come on to Black politicians. What do you think about reparations? And you as a Black politicians, if you don't want to win election in America, talk about reparation. Your political team will be neutralized. So, but white politicians don't get questions like that, right? And again, I know John Mahama is trying to do things for Ghana, right? He brings some improvement compared to the other corrupt guy that was there. What his name? What is his name again? The former president of Ghana. The one Ado, who always
Ado,
quote
yeah.
from
Are you from Ghana? Are you from Ghana? Then what's your
No,
problem,
but Louis,
bitch?
let him make his point,
No,
brother.
he's a
Brother
fucking
Louis,
idiot.
let
so
him make his point, man.
this
Fucking
corrupt
idiot.
president
Listen, he's
that
not corrupt. What made him corrupt? Tell me what was corrupt about him.
man, I don't want to
You
respond
tell
to
me
you, man.
exactly.
They're
You
all
don't know
corrupt.
shit.
They're all corrupt.
This is
John Mahama is
intellectual.
also corrupt.
A bloody refugee
Look,
going from country to country looking for fucking places he couldn't call his own. How about fucking going back to your country, you asshole?
no. You can't say that, Louis. Look, listen.
Ghana
You
represented the
can't
black
say.
world at the UN, and we got something. Now you're trying to call it back because you want to make your stupid point, dickhead.
No, Louis, it's not fair. It's not fair what you're saying,
That's
brother.
the reason why black people can't get nowhere. We got to win.
Nah,
And
man,
we got
louder.
to win. We don't care what US say. We're gonna make it lawful in the UN so we can go back to our country and have something to say against those people who voted against it. And you want to sit down there and talk shit.
Are you
Like
finished
the coward
now?
that you are. That's why your country is in shit. Because wankers like you got no men in your country. Because
But
they're on here talking shit like we.
but let me, Louis, let me ask CD something.
Yeah.
CD,
But
how come?
Liberia look after your people
CD, can I
before they
ask you
were, you know.
something?
Right. Yeah.
CD, let me just ask you a quick question.
Yeah. Sure.
Why? I don't understand why, and don't take offense to this, but why that you always talk about, badly about the AES. You always talk about badly about Nigeria, and you talk badly about Ghana. Why do you? I don't understand why. Why do you do that?
Oh no, I think you mistaking that. I never spoke. For me, when it comes down to fairness, I will always say this. Or my previous conversation about Nigeria, I said, well, Nigeria and Guinea contributed to troop to Liberia to fight the rebel, right? I mean, in Ghana, we didn't get any help from Ghana in that perspective.
But listen,
So
CD,
my
Ghanaian
whole
soldiers came to Liberia and
no,
some of them died. There were not many, but they
what
came. They were
don't
not
cut me
many,
off,
but they
man.
came. So get your fact right,
Hold
because
on.
I know
Yes,
Ghanaian soldiers that died
yes, V.
in Liberia.
They did.
So
They
whether
did.
even
No, they
if they are
did.
10,
You're right. Wait,
even
wait,
if
wait. I'm
it's
from
10
Sierra Leone.
soldiers
I'll
that
tell
they
you.
sent and they died, they
Yeah,
did make a
they did send a
contribution.
little.
So
They
stop
did
it.
send a little bit of soldiers. You're right, V.
So
Yeah,
They
so
did.
Ghana
when
sent a
they
little bit
Some
of
of them
soldiers.
died.
CD.
Some of
In
them
all fairness,
died.
the
well, you
military
give you no right to insult him because you don't agree with him. Please be civilized. Thank you.
so basically
But
Africa,
I'm
listen,
very
they
civilized, okay? You
when
guys speak and
you
think, you
contribute
guys come here and talk without fact. I'm very civilized.
telling
CD
lies about
constantly
Nkrumah as
go on
well.
about how he
No,
was
V.
educated.
All right,
The
all right,
utterance
all
that
right.
come out of him,
V,
I
all right.
doubt
Calm down, calm
where
down.
he got his education from. And one time he was telling me, don't be an African. What the hell does he mean by that? That guy is full of himself. He talks about, oh, I'm educated. I work in education in the UK, you know,
Who,
Massa.
who,
And let
who
me
is
tell you,
talking? Who
the
is
manner that you speak, that doesn't tell me about somebody who's educated.
all right.
who is
First
he
of all,
talking?
I
Who are
never
you talking to now?
so first of all, Africa will respond to you because you apply some decency.
Okay.
What
When they
Africa going
say
to
they
apply to me for?
when they say that they contributed through, yeah,
Okay, it's not like you're
if you
looking after
contribute,
your country, boy. Look after
stop
your own
cutting me
country.
off,
Okay,
start
that's
cutting me
what you've been
off.
doing
No,
to us.
Louis, loud man.
Africa, you've allowed this guy. You've been tag teaming with this guy, right? And this guy's been digging
So
at Ghana, digging at Ghana. Okay, but Ghana's
No,
allowed him to pass. Today we're on here and we're gonna let him know. Just because we're peaceful people and we want black unity,
eh,
don't mean Ghanaians are soft. We ain't soft, bitch.
no,
You,
Louis, I know you're
don't
not
blame
soft.
me.
All right,
Listen,
all right, Louis, hold on. Louis, guy, listen, stop the name calling. Go ahead, CD. You got
so
45
no,
seconds.
no, I
I
yeah.
know
don't.
interrupt.
That's why how you can tell how indecent some of these guys are. I'm not going to call
You
any
are
name.
very
I'm
indecent,
down.
CD. Your
So
utterance
in
No,
perspective,
V, stop.
Don't interrupt them. CD, you got 45 seconds. Don't interrupt.
yes, no, Dan is that deserve 2 minutes because they have been cutting me off. They never give me the chance to express my
You
opinion.
got a minute. You got a minute. You got it. Go
Okay,
ahead.
thanks.
Don't interrupt them.
So the reality is, Africa, when you say they contributed through, they send it through a military police that might get, they never went on the infantry fight. But when you talk
Okay.
about real guerrilla fighting against the terrorists, it was the Guinean soldier and the Nigerian soldier were fighting. So Ghanaians, while they were
Right.
there marking the checkpoints, stuff like that. So they were not active fighting to get rid of the rebels. So, and as I said, the previous president of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, he always come with for some thought. I mean, a quote from Peter Todd. He said, "Don't care whether you are a black man, as long as you black, you from Africa." So these are just some of the scam war that used to come from the previous president. And
What's wrong with that?
when he left, it was a big scandal. I think his finance minister got arrested in New York.
You
So
idiot.
basically, I think what Nana or this guy should have done should go through the African American, go through Congress and fight for reparation. Going to United Nations will not make any difference.
That's
And
where the
and and,
power
and,
is,
and the fact
United
is
Nations. That's
there's
what
not
you're
going to be
talking
no
about.
reparation at all. Stop
The power
talking,
is in
man.
the UN. Silly, you can't go to America, they'll shut it down.
Why would he shut it down?
What do you
That's
mean?
the
Why would
best
they
place
shut
to
it down?
take
They're
the
shutting it down now. They're shutting it
no
down
no
at the
no.
UN. What makes you think they're going to shut it down in America? They've
But
tried before.
but that's the
African
argument
Americans
I
If
tried
there's
before. And the
okay,
that's
African
in all
Americans didn't put
fairness,
letters to Ghana.
if
They didn't put
there's
letters to
any
Ghana to
African,
represent them at the UN. That's
Louis,
why
if there's
the
any
African
African we
Americans were
should
there.
criticize,
Okay?
is a leader of the opposition in the UK, not the one in Ghana. Let's be fair, okay. The African that we should be criticizing is the one in the UK right now. That called Kemi
Let's shut
Badenoch.
up.
He's
so
the
All
one
right,
that is
guys,
actually
hold on,
out there.
guys. Let CD finish. Go ahead, CD.
Donnis, man, these guys,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Come
No,
on,
you
man.
just had
No,
You
CD,
you
CD is
All right,
making a
hold
valid
on,
point
hold on.
also.
Okay, guys.
I as a Ghanaian, I'm not gonna die for you.
Okay, hold on. CD has a minute. If anybody interrupts, he gets an extra minute. All right, go ahead, CD.
thank you very much. I appreciate that, Donnis.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So, basically, the whole thing is we African, we don't. First of all, we don't even have power at United Nations. If you know, Donnis, when black African presidents start to speak at the United Nations, everybody will walk out of the United Nations because of our weakness, right? So taking our case to UN would not make any difference. Yeah, back in the days, when you see people like Thomas Sankara speaking at United Nations, everybody will listen. When you see people like Turbo speak at United Nations, everybody will listen. But right now, when Africans start speaking at UN, almost 80% of the Westerners, the Asians, all of them walk out because we don't show any value to them. So
They
present
didn't
our
walk
case
out
to
when John Mahama
UN.
spoke, my friend.
Oh man,
No, please let him finish, Louis, man.
CD, you got a minute. Go ahead, CD.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Dennis.
Mhm.
So if let us say, for example, if someone like Ashaton was to go to United Nations and speak, I think people will listen to him far better
He was there speaking. He was
Oh
speaking
God,
there.
damn, Louis,
He
I'm
was speaking there.
oh Jesus, Louis.
I'm begging you, man. Allow,
Oh, for
allow, me,
goodness.
allow my brother to speak.
All right. CD, you got an extra minute, man. So go
Thank
ahead.
you. Do you think you will stop me talking? You think I'm a dumb person? Why
You're
would
very
you be
dumb because I was
yelling and
talking
All right,
stuff there. He was
Hey,
speaking there.
Hold on. This is about to be the city show. CD, you got 3 minutes. Go ahead. You gotta
thank
keep
you?
it quiet,
Fuck
man.
you, CD.
So, oh, Donald, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. This that's
You
that's
just be
why this is the
quiet,
only
man. My
that's
goodness.
why
I'm
this
gonna
is the
pass the
only show
mic.
I
Just be
come on.
quiet.
This is the only opinion. This is a
All
free
right,
opinion.
CD, you got 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Thank you. So this is why I love this show. That's why I go. This is the only show that I go on to try to express myself. In free place. We are not in Africa, in the street of Accra where someone will stop you talking. This is a free nation. I'm in New York. If you want to come find me here. I'm in Harlem. I will show you who am I. So don't
So
be
you're not in your
yelling on
country.
the phone.
Why are you not in your
So
home country, bitch?
Oh God,
You're a
look,
weak
man,
man in the
Jesus,
next man
man.
country
Hey,
looking for
Louis,
asylum.
Give him 5 minutes.
hold
5
on,
minutes.
all right, Louis, you got CD, you got 3 minutes. I just got to remove it for a second. You got
thank
to
you.
take one time out.
I appreciate that. Thank
I'm
you.
trying to pass the mic, but I just want to
Yeah.
hear what you got to say. Go
So
ahead.
so the fact is Africa is not in a better position to go at United Nations and talk. If you remember, Trump spoke today. Did he mention any African country? Every country that he mentioned was Asian African country or European country. What did he say? He said, I expected South Korea to help. I expected Japan to help. I expected Australia to help me. Britain. Did he mention Africa? Why we should take KLSD to United Nations? UN is the weakest organization right now, including OAU. We have no voice over there. No voice. Everybody walk out when African presidents start speaking. Tell me, even a lot of you people don't even know what John Mahama, what he said at United Nations. Everybody walk out. So going to Congress, even if you go into the State House in New York, would be even better than going to United Nations to talk about reparation. It was a shame. It was an embarrassment for African, right? Complete embarrassment
Well,
that
see, let
he's
me ask you
put
a quick
over there.
question.
Yeah,
If
sure.
if everybody walked out, how did they come to a vote then?
Well, first of all, you have your representative, right? No matter how, there's going to be a representative from that specific country that will show up. But the important people that came to represent our nations, they all walk out. If I'm lying, just Google it and check the record
It's
UN.
not. It's not the first time that.
When you heard representative from smaller country like Italy, when Italian representatives start speaking, everybody sit down and listen. Even Qatar, a small country like Qatar, when he starts speaking, everybody listen. Immediately
Right.
when
It's not the first
African
time
president
No,
starts
stop
speaking,
interrupting him.
everybody walk out. Everybody
It's
walk
not
out
the first
United
time
Nations.
an African
So
representative is speaking at the
Oh
AU
God, let the man finish speaking
and they've been
again.
walking out. It's not the first time. It happened many a times. It has happened many times. I've seen it.
so
It's
do
not the
you
first
think
Okay,
that's
so
time.
the
you made
that's
your
the
point.
place
See, you made your
where
point.
that's
Let
the
him
place where
finish.
it we want to take our case? Do you think that's the place? Even let us say if someone from the Caribbean country come and speak, they will even listen to them than African president. Because so why? We have no respect. Nobody consider us to be of sort of value at United Nations. United Nations is the wrong place to take our case. Do you know when the West used to listen to African president back in the 80s? When someone like Thomas Sankara spoke, they went against him, they killed him. When Tobo spoke against the West, they went and killed him. But now, Africa is so weak. Nobody listen to us, United Nations.
Hey,
That's the wrong place to go.
let me pass the mic now. Go ahead, Teddy, on politics. Go ahead, Teddy. Unmute yourself, Teddy.
Yeah, okay, a couple of things. I don't know how many people are familiar with the Nuremberg race laws of 1935, which made it legal in 1935 to oppress and discriminate the Jewish people that lived there. Okay, and so Germany has been paying reparations to Jews since that time. In that time, it was legal in 1935. And last time I checked, it's in 2026, and they're still getting reparations for something that was legal in 1935. Okay, so that's the first point I want to make. And then to Truth Teller, Europeans initiated the slave trade. Europeans controlled the infrastructure. They built the castles. They built the ships in Liverpool, in England. They owned the plantations in America, South and Central America. They supported the slave trade. They coerced a number of African tribes into going out and going against other African tribes to capture other Black folks so they could maintain the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade that they initiated, that they supported. Europeans, they coerced them at gunpoints, like the sister said. They went out and gave them guns or forced it and said, well, you know, if you don't go ahead and get us some members from this other tribe that you have a problem with, you're going to have a problem with us. So it's not as simple.
If I can interject, Teddy, that's not always the case, man. I mean, come on. Teddy. We gotta stop this, man. We gotta stop this, man. Teddy, we gotta stop this, man. Like we gotta. No, if I could talk, Ted, it's just when it comes to the burden of the transatlantic slave trade, it's just no one wants to take responsibility on both sides,
right? But
then we come up with all these stories. Oh my God, the white man came with guns, and the white man forced us to do it. We just couldn't do anything about it. Oh my God! I mean, come on, stop it.
I would disagree with you on that.
Oh my God!
No, how can you disagree with that? How can you disagree with that?
There were willing participants. There were willing participants, but there were also
benefited from
there were also kings and this and that raised an army against the Europeans and they died.
I'm talking V. I know there were willing participants. I know there weren't willing participants, but it's just this idea that, oh my God, the white man came in with guns. He just forced us to do it. Our hands were tied. Like, stop it.
I do want to ask a question. There was more. Because we do have several. Because we have several Africans on here. I do want to ask one question.
I guess I don't have.
Can I ask one question? Which African country?
Wait. Let me finish what I was saying. Then you can ask it.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Give me equal time. Give me equal time that everyone else got. So I never said that you know there were no sellouts at the time. Just put it that way. There were sellouts and tribes were coerced. But the point I was trying to make is who controlled the infrastructure? Not just at that time. It was a single transaction. It was like, okay, you go in and get some blackboard, we'll pay you this amount. That was it. The transaction was done. Who benefited from hundreds of years of that one transaction that Black folks at the time performed with white folks at the time? Who benefited from that? Who benefited from
but Teddy, because our people, and it's still true to this day, it's just our people were just too damn greedy and unorganized.
Well, you could say that, but who benefited from it? Who benefited from most of it?
I hear what you're saying, but I don't think you understand. You literally proved that Africans were responsible. What you just
said.
I
did not prove that. What did I say initially? You weren't listening. I said no. It's not like you want to put it like the Africans went. Wait, let me finish.
Just listen to what you said.
It's still my time. It's still my time.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You said it. You presented it like, okay, just take the Fonte went to Portugal and said, well, we got some Black folks we want you to sell you. That didn't happen. It was the other way around. The Portuguese came to Africa. They saw the system. They took advantage of it. They initiated the slavery because they needed plantation people to work on the plantations in Central and South America. That's how it went down.
Yeah,
So it's
Oh, so
not.
Africans were already enslaving people then. So you do
It
agree.
was
No,
if you
no. What do you mean
did any
enslaving?
type of research, you would know that
Uh-huh.
type of slavery was more of indentured
No,
servitude.
yes.
It was
Africa
not.
didn't
I
do
hear
that
you.
much.
I agree.
Europeans,
I agree.
listen, and Europeans came in and they took advantage of that. So not because the black folks at the time were not aware that chattel slavery was in
A
existence.
thing.
The Europeans started that.
Thank
Right.
you.
No,
So
I
just
agree.
to say to your point,
But hold on.
about
Slavery
to
lasted.
your point,
But after
to
they
your
found out, did they
point,
stop?
to your
After they
point
found out, did
that
they stop?
to your
Uh-huh.
point that black folks participated in the slave trade, they did to that extent. To that
Well, once they
extent.
found out what chattel slavery was, did they stop?
Yes,
How,
they
how,
did.
Yes, there was
how did
that's
you? How would
So
they?
Hold on. There are plenty of examples of some not stopping and say, hey, we still gonna keep this thing going because it's profitable.
Yeah,
Like,
of course you're
but
gonna
there
have.
were also
Yeah,
there
pretty
were
much.
You have to look at the
there were
historical
also
benefits.
that they were raising an army to fight against the Europeans.
oh, you're right.
That was what's
Right. But I'm
happening.
saying it's both sides. Like some were
Well, Dennis, can I
complicit,
speak,
some weren't.
please,
That's what I'm
quickly
saying.
before Hassan
So,
comes in? Let me just quickly say something. If I can just quickly say, this is the problem that I've identified with black people. Okay, there's no white person who's called on this show and said this, and that. Okay, we've had a win. We've had a win from the UN. Okay, and instead of us concentrating on a win and see how we're gonna go forward, we've got wankers like Cowardice MSCD talking shit and bringing it against black people. Okay,
can you
we've
tell
got
me
other
how it was a
idiots bringing
win?
up the show. We've got other idiots bringing up the show and pointing about.
Hold on, Prince. If you consider a symbolic victory a win, then yeah, I mean, Louis, it's a participation trophy. That's what it is. It's a participation trophy.
I hear you.
Well, no, it's more to it.
The point I'm making. Let me just make my point quickly. Okay, the point I'm making.
Can anybody elaborate on how it's a win, please?
That's what I'm saying. It's a symbolic feel good victory. That's what it is.
When do you understand true? I forget your name. True. Whatever.
Truth.
Yeah. Do you understand how the UN works? Do you understand how that works?
Yes.
Okay, tell me how it works.
So they have to go through. They have to go up for one more vote for it to become a law, but it's never going to happen because
somebody needs to turn their TV off in the background.
The resolution starts in the General Assembly, then it makes its way to the Security Council, then it becomes enforceable. So you have to start somewhere. So yes, it was a win,
but it only requires one member of the Security Council to shoot it down.
Yeah, that's true. But you can't. You have to.
So it's not going to make it there. So then I get you. So hold on.
Out of the General Assembly first.
So you're saying that it came out of General Assembly, so that's a win?
Yes, because that's the step in the process. That's the first step in the process.
Cool. What's the KPIs for it being a win? Just the fact that it's going to go to the Security Council, or is there anything else we benefited from?
That's the first, and it brings attention. It brings attention to the issue, global attention to the issue.
You know how many times reparations was brought to that location? What are you talking about?
Hold on. Teddy, you got no one interrupt. Teddy, you got a minute. I got to pass it to Password King. Teddy, you got 1 minute. No one interrupt.
Just to address the point, that was the only 2 points I wanted to make. First, about the Nuremberg laws and how the Jews.
You guys didn't let me finish, man.
No, but it's not, Louis. It's not your turn. It's not your turn. I got to give it to Passport King.
Yeah,
Louis,
I appreciate Prince Louis's passion. I do. I appreciate that, brother. But the Nuremberg laws were the first thing that I wanted to bring up, and then address that issue where he was saying it's not a win. It is a win because now it's on the record who supports that resolution and what their attitude is and how it's perceived by the rest of the world. All those countries that abstain, which is equivalent to a no vote, because it is. They are on the record now as thinking this is what we think about slavery. So anything moving forward related to that, how they're going to, what their position is. So yes, it is a win. Yes, where you start. You have to start somewhere. That's it.
All right, Passport King, go ahead. Let me just tell Passport King.
That's crazy, man.
Go ahead, Passport King.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. Hello. It's your yes, I'm continuing, Dinus. Give me a second. Hello. It's your favorite foundational Black American that y'all love to hate. And since y'all hate that term, I'm going to make sure to assert it as much as possible whenever I speak. Quick sidebar. For some strange reason, Dinus, there's a couple in your chat that keep insisting that I'm a Jamaican man. I don't know what homoerotic fantasies they have about Jamaican men, but I'm happy to disappoint them. I can't help them. So I'm going to recommend to those guys, you do like the female sex tourists, you book your trip to Jamaica and you get your rentage read, or you can go to Uganda. I heard they love gay men there. They can help you out. Now, continuing on with what's actually important, you know.
Is that what we say Jack can run away? Is that what we say Jack can run away?
They love the batty boys. They love the batty boys over there.
So now,
go ahead.
I don't know which Jamaica you guys talking about, but it ain't mine.
Exactly why. Y'all want to get mad? U.S. slavery descendant. Whether we go by FBA, we go by Sulon, ADOS. All of this was going on with the back and forth. This is what we was talking about. It's not that we hate Ghana. We don't hate anyone else in the so-called diaspora. We didn't want to be involved in it because you see how convoluted it is. There's all these arguments, and we're not saying that people in the Caribbean don't have a claim. They got their claim. That's CARICOM. If they want to work with Africa, Ghana, any country, that's their business. People in Brazil got a claim. If they want to work with CARICOM or work with Africa combination, that's their business. Us FBAs, and I think for what I understand, ADOS is on the same page. It's like, no, keep us out of it. We'll deal with our own government.
Who's forcing you to be involved?
Excuse me?
Who's forcing you to be involved?
No. Ghana dragged us into this. They wrote us into the amendment. Yes.
Can you stop interrupting the man? God
Just stop interrupting the man, man.
Include us. They talked about.
Shut up, you stupid
They talked about Africans.
Team with Africa.
Hold on. They talk about Africans pick cotton. They try to leverage the historic legacy of slavery in America to justify the claim that they claim they're fighting for people in the diaspora. But there's already evidence that's showing that they're not being quite upfront and they're being a bit disingenuous, and there's some other aims going on. But look, who knows? You know what? I'll play devil's advocate. Let's say that the president of Ghana's heart is in the right place, and he really is a swell guy, and he really is trying to help the diaspora get reparations. Okay, you help the countries outside of America that want your help. Leave us U.S. slavery descendants alone. We are not the African sixth region. They're already trying that scam.
Are you the leader?
Wait, excuse me? No, I'm not the leader. But you listen to the majority of Black Americans who, if you listen to the majority of Black Americans who are citizens, they're on the same page.
You're a damn liar, bro. That's not true. You're a liar.
We do not want to be tied.
You're a damn liar.
Guys, don't interrupt him. Go ahead, Passport King.
But Don, did you like lies?
Well, I just want to hear people and their viewpoints. That's all. I just want to hear. But I want to hear his viewpoint. Go ahead.
What's a lie? We don't want to be tied in.
Who's we though, bro? None of my African friends saying that.
Where was God? Hold on, let me ask you something.
Guys, let him talk. Go ahead.
I got something for them diners. Since y'all want to act like Ghana and these other countries are the big saviors, tell me, where was Ghana during the American Revolution? Hold on. Here's a simple question. No. Since y'all know so much, where was Ghana during the American Revolution?
Fuck America.
So then why
I can respect that. It's cool, man. You stay on your side of the fence. We good. That's
Where was
cool.
Ghana during the American Civil War? Because guess what? Our people,
Why
U.S.
not? There was
descendants,
no
hold on.
Ghana during
My
that
people,
period. There was no
my
country called
ancestors,
Ghana.
they fought in the American
Too stupid to
Revolution.
know
They
that.
fought in the Civil War. They fought in every major war.
Yeah,
And
when
guess
you get
what?
out of
When hold
get
on,
out of fighting,
when my parents and grandparents was fighting the Civil Rights Movement, there was no African country that came to our aid. We was on our
There
own.
was
So
no.
now
when you
all
get
of a
That is a
sudden,
That's a
There
fucking
damn lie.
now
lie,
all
dude.
of a
You're a
sudden,
That's a
liar.
lie,
You
bro.
are
y'all think y'all know
lying.
our government better
You
than
are
us? You
lying.
can help us. What now? Did I
y'all
just
gonna
You're a
say
damn
Haiti?
liar.
I just
You are
hold on.
lying.
What African
Who came?
country came to the
Yeah,
U.S.
who
and helped us
came?
during civil rights? Go ahead.
Yeah,
Haitians
who?
fought in the Civil
Like,
War. Haitians fought in the Revolutionary War.
No. Excuse me. What do you mean we ain't fighting the Revolutionary War? This is documented history. See, that shows you how little y'all
Haitian.
understand
God
U.S.
damn.
history or what's actually documented. So since y'all have so little understanding of U.S. history and the laws, how can you think you could dare advocate for my people? It's arrogance to the point of delusion. I mean,
You're on the
crack.
wrong channel, bro.
Hold on, strung out
He
crack
said
are more
Haitians.
ancestral
Come on,
reality
man.
than
I
some of
want him to
y'all.
explain Haitians, though. Can he explain how the Haitians helped us over
You
here?
dumb fucking ass. You don't know that Haitian fought in the
Please tell
Okay,
Revolutionary
me
War?
explain to
how.
us.
How?
You
You
got the
don't know that?
Yeah.
explain to us.
How? No, I don't know it. Tell me how. How did it happen? How did it
Yeah,
go down?
I want to hear this. Inform us. Educate us.
Uh-huh.
Haitians fought in the Revolutionary War
Where?
in
What battle?
America. In America.
What battle?
Explain
You
What
it.
don't know
battle?
that?
I mean,
What
you
battle?
are aware.
Yeah,
You know
hey,
that
Bro,
that
they have
hold on.
statues. They have statues in
It's
Georgia right
Savannah.
now.
It's Savannah. They're
Are
in
you
Savannah.
stupid?
It's the
In
Savannah. And
Savannah.
what was the
They have
battle?
statues in
Cool.
Savannah right now. Right now, there's statues in
I understand.
Savannah.
I'm asking you questions about what
How
happened.
could you
Can you
not know
tell
that? You
me?
don't know history, and that's your
No, I
problem.
don't know
city
that. That's what I'm
Chicago is
asking
named
you.
after
Okay?
Haitians.
You're an
So
idiot.
Right, that's
Haitians are the
all
one
right.
who taught Americans
but
how to
free
fight
men
guerrilla
had
war.
nothing to do with the
I'll
American
take it. I'll
Revolution.
take it. I'm an
You
idiot. Walk me
dumbass.
through.
Free men
Walk me
had
through.
nothing to do
How
with
did
the
they?
I'm not
American
How
read
did they
about
get?
it. Google
Hold
it,
on.
you idiot.
But you.
Google it.
But you're telling me it happened.
Google it, idiot. Google it. You're an idiot.
What?
So you say
If
What
only
you don't know
battle?
that,
Haitians are the
you
only
What
idiot.
battle,
American
sir?
people that fought in the
Google it.
American Revolution? Hold
Which
on.
battle did they
Google
fight
it.
in?
But
You
Passport King,
say
Google it, you fucking idiot.
I
Which
would have
battle?
thought
Google it.
Hold on,
I
because
would
Fuck
have
I'll
you.
Google it.
Google it.
like
But if
you
I
are
Google
Google it,
it.
it'll make you look bad. So
Google
I
it.
shut up. Okay,
Google
okay,
it,
cool.
you
you
dumb
are
idiot.
Tahar,
You
but
don't
you
know that?
but
You are a
and where
dumb
was these
idiot. You don't
Haitians
know
during the
fucking shit
Okay.
American
about
you
history.
Revolution?
are
You
Okay.
fucking
Hold on.
dumb
All right.
idiot.
Okay.
but
Hold on.
you are
Google it.
aware
You can Google it right now.
And where
you
was
are
these
Okay.
I'm
Haitians
not
during
telling
the
you
American
shit,
Civil
you
War?
dumb idiot.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay.
All right,
So can I?
hold
Oh,
on.
okay. So
Okay,
see,
Can I read this?
guys,
I'm
hold
gonna
on,
read
hold on.
it to him.
Hold on, guys, hold on. Password King, you got a minute. No one interrupt him. I got to pass it to Bass sake. Go ahead,
so in
Password King.
tying up, look, we got no issues with any nations outside the United States fighting for reparation, and they can work with any countries we want. Us U.S. slavery descendants, where they go by FBA, Foundation of Black American, American Descendants of Slave, ADOS, they go by Descendants of American Slave, they go by Sulan. We don't want to be mixed up in it because we know our government and we know what we are owed. We don't
you're a
need
bush slave. That's what
just
you are.
hold on, no, hold on.
Louis, don't interrupt him. Guys, don't
We
interrupt
don't.
him. You got a minute. Don't interrupt him.
Stop interrupting the
I'm
guy.
trying to be as respectful as possible. I'm not going in. I didn't use the T word. You know what the T word is. The African continent, y'all have more problems than you could shake up a proverbial stick at that you can't get solved. You got terrorism, you got genocide, you got slavery, you got sex trafficking. Y'all supposedly on the richest continent on earth, and y'all have some of the highest poverty rates in the world, and yet y'all think y'all gonna ride in on some mythical white horse and save us, where we're the richest black people on earth, even with all the challenges we deal with in America. So with all due respect, you take that goodwill, you fix your homelands. If Brazil and the Caribbean want to work with y'all, that's none of FBA's, ADOS, and the other acronyms of U.S. slavery descendants business. But the American government, we're more than capable of dealing with it as we have done for centuries.
You ain't did a motherfucking thing, you idiot.
Yeah.
Go
Name
ahead,
me
man.
one successful slave rebellion in America.
hold
Go
on.
ahead, man.
I just
Well, excuse
okay,
me,
hold
what was
on.
that?
Hold on, I want to
Name me one
respond to
successful
I want to respond to
no. I want to hear this so-called genius question. What was
Name
that
me
question
one
again?
successful slave rebellion in America, in the whole history of America. Name me one.
Wait, say I could barely understand you.
Name me one successful slave rebellion in America.
There's over 200 slave
That's not a sign. That's a dumb question.
That's a very stupid question.
Right? All the
You said successful.
rebellions were in
Is it
the
a
Caribbean, not in
successful
America.
rebellion?
Because
You
you're
think that's
wankers.
the only one?
Wankers like you.
I tell you what, you
That's a
never heard
wanker.
of Underground
A wanker.
Railroad? What you think that was? You think that was a chicken shack selling chicken sandwiches? What you think the
You're a good
Underground
slave,
Railroad
bro.
was?
You're a good
I
slave.
got the Haitian information off the internet. I looked it up. Can
All
I read
right,
it?
guy, hold on, guys. Order. Passport King, are you done? Passport King, are you done? Okay, he muted himself.
Yeah, I finished my point. Thank you.
All right, Truth Teller, go ahead, and I'm gonna pass it to man's sake.
I'll read this real quick. Haitians in the American Civil War. Haitians did not fight in the American Civil War as soldiers for the U.S. or the Confederacy, but their history and legacy were deeply connected.
Truth Teller. The American Revolution. American Revolution.
That's the American Civil War.
No, I said revolution.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
That
No, it's
isn't.
not.
Come on, even I'm not American. So here we go.
The American Revolution.
We do have a reference to Haitians fighting in a war in the United States, and it's the War of 1812, which is why I kept asking you what war, what battle, the War of 1812. And you know who they fought for in the War of 1812? Take a guess.
The French.
And bing, 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 bing. Thank you. And what were the French doing over here? Were they trying to free the slaves?
Nope.
Okay. So do you want to keep talking, player, or do you want to be quiet for the rest of this conversation?
They fought in the Revolutionary War, Dynasty.
I want to say they fought in a Revolutionary War
They
too.
fought in the Revolutionary War, Dynasty. That's what the statue's in. That's what the statue. That's what the statue.
Sir. The War of 1812.
So that's why they have the statues in Savannah, Georgia.
But they did have some Haitians, but not as
bullshit.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
You told me to look it up. I looked it up. Now you tell me BS. I don't know what else I can do.
All right, I got to pass the mic. Let me read these. Let me read these super chats real quick, and I got to pass the mic. Gustavo, thank you for $2 holla. This dude CD is an absolute terrible hater. Gustavo, thank you for $5 holla. Why would Ghana send troops to fight a civil war in their brother's country? Why should they to fight a civil war in their brother's country? Why should they take sides? That's crazy. Ghana offered aid to Liberians. Gustavo, hold on. Here we go. Gustavo, thank you for $5 holla. Same question I asked CD the other day. He failed to answer. Why didn't his favorite Sekou Touré send troops to assist Nkrumah during the coup? Hypocrisy.
Who says? Let me respond to that, Dennis.
Okay, go ahead. You got 45 seconds. I got to pass.
All right, thank you. When Kwame Nkrumah fled from Ghana, who saved him? It was Sekou Touré that saved him in Guinea. He put him in a village in Guinea called Dalaba.
I will want to respond to see.
So when he was there, that's why when Kwame Nkrumah he named his kid after Sekou Touré. There's one of Ghanaian, I think some of his kid he named after Sekou Touré. So he was there when he got sick. Sekou Touré sent him to Romania. It was not Ghana that sent him to Romania. The reason why Sekou Touré sent him to Romania was because it was a socialist country. It was a socialist country. Romania was a socialist country.
And you are wrong.
And also Sekou Touré making a co-president of Guinea. He served as a vice president in Guinea. Let Ghanaians understand that. So if you talk about who saved Kwame Nkrumah was Sekou Touré. That saved him.
Listen, CD, can I just respond quickly to CD?
You got 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Just quickly. CD, you keep repeating that and you are wrong. Sekou Touré and Nkrumah had a very good relationship, right? They have.
So what is wrong about what I said?
Let me finish. They have a very good relationship. And during the period where Guinea was going through an independence and the French did all that dirty on Guinea.
That's not true.
Please.
What do you mean that's not true?
That's not true.
That is true. What are you talking about?
City doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
Nkrumah came in. let me just finish because I've got my time limit. So let me just finish. Nkrumah went in and helped Guinea a lot. So Secretary and Nkrumah, they were
10
very
million.
close. And also the guy in Egypt, what's it, Gama or something, Gama. They were very
Nasser.
close. Those three guys.
President
Yeah,
Nasser.
I can't get his name. Yeah, I can't get his name right. He was even the one that instigated, got his niece to marry Nkrumah. Yes, he the guy in Egypt, because they were very close. He was the one that arranged for his wife, his niece to marry Nkrumah. Now, when Nkrumah was on a trip to Romania, when the coup happened, and he went to Guinea. I have explained that to you several times. And he went to Guinea because Secretary
So
invited
when he
him
was
to
in Guinea, what was his position?
All right, I gotta pass the mic, man. I gotta pass the mic to Mansek. Go ahead, Mansek.
He was a co-president in Guinea.
Mansek, go ahead, Mansek.
Yeah, I just wanted to respond to Passport King. Like, you were saying that how Haitians didn't fight in the Civil War. I'm not too sure about the number, but that famous movie that Will Smith did of the dude.
I saw the movie.
Yes, that dude he was Haitian. I don't know if you know about that, but anyways,
I have it right in front of me, Dennis.
Yeah, that guy he's Haitian. But to respond to Passport, you know what Passport King sounds like? He sounds like a kid that got little breadcrumbs. Just because he get a little spectrum of breadcrumbs, he think he's better than anybody, right? So, because here's my question towards Passport King, right? Do you own any resources? Do you manufacture anything? Do you have your own army? Do you have your own land? Until you have those things, bro, you are not sovereign. You living under another group of people that control you. All right.
My brother.
As far as other African countries, I mean, you are aware that maybe I think 1885 they had the Berlin Conference, and when they had the Berlin Conference, they separated all these countries. That's what you have today. For example, Burkina Faso did not exist in 1885 after the Berlin Conference. It was part of Mali. That's just like one of those countries. But they do have their own resources. They are doing local manufacturing. The same thing that you always say about other Black immigrants, why they don't manufacture nothing, why they don't they need to stop immigrating, and they need to build themselves up. AS is doing those exact same things that you're asking. They have their own army. They're doing local manufacturing. They're doing things to be sovereign. The same things that the FBAs have done in America, right? Also, what else did you say? You said something about how they can't get together because I don't know if you even know about colonization. Well, I guess you don't care because they're Black immigrants and stuff. But like you just sound like there's a whole bunch of just sucking, man, because you get like a few breadcrumbs. Like how many Black billionaires there are in America? Can anybody tell me how many Black millionaires in America?
Wait,
more than there is in any other.
Which one?
Billionaires is more than
no.
More than any other Black country on this planet, as well as millionaires.
How many Black billionaires do you have in America?
Billionaires or millionaires?
Billionaires.
I think there's there's at least 5 or 7 of them.
It's more like 10.
It's like 10,
right? 10, right? And
yeah,
how many how many white billionaires that you have?
So, you're not gonna compare Black billionaires. Yeah, but you're not gonna compare Black billionaires here to Black billionaires everywhere else.
How many white billionaires there is in America?
It's a couple of hundred.
Yeah,
a couple hundred, right? And do you know why? Do you know why that is, right? You know that's done by design, right?
They built this country to benefit them. Yes. What's your point?
Yeah, so I'm trying to see where he's going with this.
Okay, so
it's weird. You're just talking.
You said I'm just talking, right?
Yeah. What's your point?
But my point is that
we're trying to understand your point.
So my point is that do you own anything? Do you own any resources?
I own a house.
No. Do you own any? Do you own gold? Do you own oil? Do you own bauxite?
I own gold. I own shares of oil.
Any person can buy shares of gold.
Why would you compare an individual person to a country?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what is Yeah, it's like apples to oranges. Like, what is your
No, it's
point,
not apple
player?
to oranges because like the 1 minute you're saying that these countries is poor, but your country is going. Oh no,
They
hold on.
are
So hold
poor.
on. So if they're poor, why is America? Even Donald Trump said that Africa's the future. Why is he going over there trying to get agreements like he did in Congo? Like
Sir,
he had
Burkina
50% of
Faso,
the minerals.
the USAID gave Burkina Faso $55 million in 2024. Are you telling me they're not a poor country?
Did you not hear what I just said? I said that they
I
not
understand
have.
what you just said.
No.
Did you hear what I just said?
Listen. I'm not talking about trading. Listen to what I just said.
Okay.
You are aware that when Rwanda and Congo had that conflict, right? Trump went and he said he had them sign that peace agreement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware of what that agreement entailed, though?
Yes, for the minerals and everything.
Right.
They want all the
Thank you
minerals and
for the
everything.
minerals, right? Yes, 50% of the minerals, right? And those same minerals that he asked for is the same ones that you have the battery on your phone right now, right? It comes from Congo, correct?
Yeah.
So again, if Africa is so
let him talk.
So if Africa is so poor, why you come over there and get the minerals? If it's so poor, you don't need it though, right?
This was okay. Look, check this.
Jesus Christ.
Ghana just a few days ago got hit by heavy flooding, right? Do you know the areas that got hit the worst? It's the areas where if you see it on video, it's not AI. They look like shanty towns. The people live in shacks. They have dirt floors. I'm not making fun. I'm not trolling.
You didn't even got to go there. I don't even know what he didn't even make a point. There's no point in getting that.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I didn't make a point because you said that Africa is poor.
It's weird.
Africa's poor.
Africa is poor.
It is poor.
Hold on.
The people are poor. The countries are rich. So I don't get why we going there.
Okay,
so listen.
Just so you know, I have a financial. Hold on. I have a financial background. Do you know how you measure wealth of countries?
Why would you go to a
in all fairness, let man finish. Let him finish making his point. Then he can come after him.
It does not make. It does not make any sense.
No,
I'm not being intentional. I'm not being intentional because even your own president.
Let me answer.
Because I'm not finished talking. I'm not
Jesus Christ.
I didn't finish talking. I said
But
even your own
my brother, let him finish making his point, bro. Please.
Guys, I'm talking. One mic. All right, man's sake, you got a minute. You got to pass the mic.
Okay, so even your own president made an announcement, and he even said that Africa is the future. So, like I said, if Africa is so-called poor, Asia wouldn't go there, Russia wouldn't go there, the EU wouldn't go there, South America wouldn't go there. Everyone's going there. You know why they're going there? Because Africa has the youngest population growth. Okay, so again, if Africa is so poor, Trump wouldn't run there and get those minerals. Why do you think he's going to all these countries? So why do you think he went to Venezuela? You think he went there just to be nice? No, he went there to get the oil. Why do you think he's messing with Iran? He went to go get the oil, right? Why do you think he's going to Africa? Going to get those minerals also. And again, you're saying people can't build themselves, and you talk about how they live in. Hold on. You said that they live in I guess shit shacks and stuff, whatever. You gotta understand they behind the times because of colonization. They just catching up. Yeah, they're poor. They just okay. So hold on. So they just catching up. But again, the AES states, right? They doing local manufacturing. They're bringing jobs. In fact, the GDP in Burkina Faso went from 19 million to 27 million. Are you aware of that?
I gotta pass the mic. Go ahead, Smeedy.
But Don, before you pass the mic, but I haven't got a chance to speak.
Yeah.
You did speak, Talk.
How you get back to Smeedy?
Smeedy is new to the panel. That's why. Go ahead, Smeedy.
I just want to start off with this. Yes, Africa is a rich continent. It has all the resources and everything, but the quality of life and its people are poor. That's the biggest difference. Yes, it's the continent of the future, has the youngest population, but until the quality of life for your average African, not the higher class, is better, it will still be viewed as a poor continent. So that's one thing. We know it has all the stuff that humanity needs for technology and natural resources, but until they change the lifestyle of the average African, not the upper class or middle class, nobody will look at it any different. Also, I want to get back to the beginning when we're talking about the slave trade. I think we need to split it in two. There's colonialism and there's the Atlantic slave trade. The colonialism started in the
mid to late 1800s. The slave trade, a lot of these African empires were actually better and had more men than these Europeans. So they basically controlled the slave deals. Most European weapons were not that advanced to go against African empires. That's why Africa was called the white man's grave. So when we talk about who was controlling the slave trade, it was the Africans. When they had to lease and pay tribute to African kingdoms to build those tribes, to build those castles on the coast. No, it's not. It's actually in the history. You can actually look all this up. It ain't no stupid statement. Europeans were not advanced enough for them. Hey, shut up, dude. Shut up, dude. I just got on here. Be quiet. To wait your turn.
Let the people
wait your turn.
You gotta let the man talk. Go ahead, Smitty. Go ahead, Smitty.
So for people saying that Africa couldn't stop them because they had guns, those weapons were not even as advanced, or they weren't as useful in the African climate as bows and arrows and other weapons that African had. Also, the terrain, they could take advantage of the European soldiers or traders at that time. There was always letters, you can look them up, of them starving them out or not giving them the supplies they needed to survive. So I don't really agree when people say, "Oh, we couldn't do nothing." They basically pit tribes against each other. You can probably argue with the smaller tribes, but the actual manpower, the people are going to the interior of Africa because the resources and the economy was so strong for slaves. The African empires were doing it. The African empires coerced smaller tribes to do it for them, like the Ashanti Empire and the Ganja tribe. They were forcing them to sell slaves. Then they would give them to the Ashanti, and the Ashanti would give them to, I believe, the Dutch or Portuguese at the time, depending on who they were trading with. So we need to stop acting like Africa was powerless. Africa was a superpower. Not until the Maxim gun. It was when Africa started losing power because the Europeans had the ability to take out multiple men with one weapon. And even then, they used African soldiers.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree with you. The European soldiers, yes.
Yes, so we're acting like Europeans were the end-all and be-all in the slave trade. It's called a trade for a reason. If they could have conquered Africa, they would have, because we've seen that was their nature. But they just played the long game and out strategized the Africans. But I study African military history and African history. Africans were not pushovers. They were better strategic because Europeans were only fighting in uniform formations. Africans used the terrain and their weapons, and they reverse engineered rifles and weapons better for the climate. They used different wood and different kind of firearm and gunpowder because Africans were blacksmiths. Are the oldest blacksmiths in the world. So I don't know why we had a selective history acting like Africans were helpless. That's why the slave trade happened.
My brother, sorry to interject a little bit. It's not a case of Africans were totally helpless. The case was, you mentioned the Ashanti Empire. That's why I'm going to speak a little bit about it. The Ashantis, when they came, the slave trading was going on and they came. They mounted a very, very strong fight against the Europeans. But there were other African tribes within the Ghana area that were also against the Ashantis, and they joined in with the Europeans. Okay, now the Ashantis, after fighting the Europeans for a while, they didn't win because the Europeans did raise African soldiers. The Ashantis took the view that, say their kinds, that they start back and say, well, if they're not doing it to our people, we leave well alone. And they sat there and they collected taxes from the slave raiders when they were marching the people through their territory. And it's true. That was a part of, participating in a way. So it was a mess. It was a huge mess. You can't just pinpoint one tribe, and we were all against each other. And the Europeans took advantage.
I'm just using that as an example. You can go to the Benin Empire, or I want to say Queen Nzinga. I can't remember the name of her empire because she had a few of them. But you can go because they were able to stop the slave trade once the deals that they did not like the deals that they were receiving from the Europeans. Okay. That's my whole argument, that we're acting like Africa couldn't control. If you actually look at African empires, they were probably almost in par or way more advanced than European empires in terms of technology. The only thing they probably had was rifles and the ability to sell ships. But other than that, African empires were not that. We're not far behind. My only thing is, fine. There was ways that Africa.
Please let him finish, man.
Shut up. We want to have something from you too. You keep interrupting, cutting us out. telling me, let him do.
Homie, barely anybody can understand you.
What you're
All right,
saying.
guys, hold on. 1 minute rules in effect. If you interrupt Smitty, he's gonna get an extra minute. Smitty, you got a minute.
Listen, my whole thing is that, like, if you actually study African history, which I do, I appreciate African history, but and I know and I see the effect that colonialism had on them, but we need to separate it from the slave trade and colonialism. That's why I have a whole problem with Ghana, because they should get reparations, but for the colonialism, not the slave trade. That's my whole problem. I have no problem with Ghana or any African country that wants to go and get their money back or their artifacts back from Europe. But we also have to look at it realistically. Africa controlled the slave trade, full stop. If they wanted to stop selling, there was nothing that the Europeans could do. And that's where I land.
Hello, Dennis.
Dennis, can I come in?
No, hold on. It's Tarhaka. Hold on. Tarhaka, then Louis, then you, City. Go ahead. Let me read the super chat first. Hold on, what the hell? Hold on, my thing. There we go. JCE, thank you for 499. Holla, in 1700, it typically took between 20 and 40 seconds to load a pistol. Damn, these Africans must have been cooperating. There ain't no way. All right, go ahead. Tarhaka.
I'll come after CD as well because I think it was my.
Okay. Go ahead, Tarhaka.
I just had to clear up this. Just a 2-second clear up this because when that dude, whatever his name is, say he looked it up about Haitian participation in the Civil War. He just given part of it, right? It says these Haitian soldiers helped protect the retreating French and American forces, right? French and American forces, right?
Revolutionary War.
Right, French and American forces.
They were protecting a slave nation.
Bro, yeah. I could read.
I know. I'm just pointing it out. You're right. You're absolutely right.
He said French and American forces, right?
Right. That was in the 1700s. They were protecting a slave colony.
My God of mercy.
Revolt from England. They literally supported America's revolt from England.
So that
it was a slave.
We're not talking about the Civil War. We're talking about the American Revolution.
Correct. That's what happened. Yeah, but I'm talking about the Civil Wars after America was established.
I didn't say nothing about the Civil War, bro.
So they didn't fight for America.
Yeah, they did fight for America. They did.
No, that's the Revolutionary War. America wasn't established.
So who they fighting for?
No, America was established when they signed.
And also, those Haitians were under the command of the French. So really, they were just foreign orders from the French. If you really want to split hairs.
They were.
Yeah, they were fighting for the French.
Guys, let me finish up. The battle, they fought alongside American forces against the British at the siege of Savannah in Georgia.
And they got wiped out.
Right?
Yes, we know.
Right. Casualties. Casualties. The regiment was heavily involved in the battle, with many becoming casualties during the assault on the British lines. So I don't understand what you said. They didn't fought in the British War.
I said they fought for slavery.
They fought for slavery.
I understand what he's saying, because so if they fought during the American Revolution, I mean the 13 colonies weren't trying to free the slaves, neither were the British. So I kind of understand what he's saying.
And so then in the Civil War, they were actually fought for France against the Union, who was trying to free slaves at the time to cripple the South. They actually
you mean the war of 1812 or the Civil War?
The Civil War they actually fought in as well to help the Confederacy. They supported the Confederacy in the Civil War. And then the War of 1812, they was also trying to help the Confederacy.
And Truth Teller kind of has a point, because during the American Revolution, you had the Black loyalists who fought on the side of the British, who were given freedom for fighting on their side. So if the argument is that Haiti fought alongside the colony, they went to Sierra Leone. And so the argument is that the Haitians fought on the side of the 13 colonies. I mean, that wasn't to the benefit of any.
Yeah, but we're not talking about to the benefit of slavery diners. That's not what we're talking about.
So Tarka, do something. Nobody interrupt. This is between me and Tarka. And somebody to mute your mic. Somebody's crumbling paper or something. Mute your mic. What was the purpose of the Haitians fighting in the American Revolution? Just to help me out.
As far as fighting against Britain, they said they fought alongside.
I'm just asking.
They fought alongside the American forces against British.
So how was that a win for, I would say, slaves in at that?
Who said anything about slaves? We're talking about if they fought or not. His argument was they didn't fight at all.
Okay, so they were just okay, all right. So they were just fighting.
You're right, because I didn't clarify, because I was saying they weren't fighting for us. But I'm sorry.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I didn't work that way, so you're absolutely right. They did fight in the Revolutionary War. They just fought against black people. You're good. You're right, though. You're absolutely right.
All right, move along, though.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Louis. It's Louis' turn. Go ahead, Louis.
Yeah,
Louis.
My whole argument from the beginning is that when we know about black participation, I'm an Ashanti man. Okay, I come from a particular village that was prominent in all the major victories of the Ashantis. Okay, I'm not going to go into that detail, so I can defend my people and we can defend ourselves anytime that thing comes up. I'm hoping it will come up in the UN or the African Union. We'd be happy to defend ourselves. Okay, but the point I'm talking is this is 2026 with all the history that we've got. When we're taking the argument to the white man, why is it that we always have black people who are hell-bent on bringing forth arguments in favor of the white man by turning around and saying, oh, black people participated? Why do we do this? Why can't we just be united, take it to the white man, and then when we come back, we can deal with our problem as family?
No. Okay, is that a question? Because what you're saying is that there should be no. You're saying that there should be no critical analysis.
I'm talking. You set up.
Why are you against people? Why are you against?
No, don't interrupt them. Don't interrupt them. Personally, go ahead.
This is my whole problem. We've got to identify with the history we've got the black sellouts. Probably a light-skinned bastard who's looking more white than black. That's why he won't show his face. Always doing the work of the white man to try and put the black man on the back foot. The minute the black man gets up,
why are y'all so obsessed with wanting to look at other men? What's up with that?
Put the fight.
Let him finish.
Put the fight before the white man. There's always some idiot from Africa making stupid arguments. Oh, this and that and that. And there's some idiot from the US doing this and that. Why don't we just together take the argument to the white man, deal with it, and we can deal with the black one, because the black one ain't going nowhere. But we always a sellout in there, doing the work of massa and grassing up as the reason why we couldn't get any proper slave rebellion going on in America like we did in the Caribbean.
Well, you really don't know U.S. history. There was over 200 slave rebellions, and there was an underground railroad. You don't know American history.
You're interrupting me.
Just let him finish.
You sell out. Ghana went to the UN because the UN headquarters is situated in America. If you don't want that, get it out of America. We would have gone to the moon if it was there. Okay? That's a simple. That's what I'm saying.
Ghana could pay us reparations like they're supposed to.
First and foremost.
That's an excellent point, Truth Teller. If Ghana's so concerned, why didn't you just pay reparations? Since they was involved in slavery. That's an excellent question.
First and foremost,
why don't you answer that question?
So fast one, brother. So why don't you do them then?
Right, if you let me finish.
If Ghana's so concerned, why didn't they pay reparations for their role in the transatlantic slave trade? That's
you allow question. Like this man.
Hold on. No. Why, you just want to rant. Why don't you answer this question? What Truth Teller says is a very straightforward, simple question. If Ghana is so concerned, why didn't they just simply pay reparations for their role in the transatlantic slave trade?
All right. Not fair. Let Louis make his point.
Louis get an extra minute. Louis get an extra minute.
We as black people, this is what we talk about coming together. For now, right? There's an old saying: if you see a dog in your village and he bites you, and he gets away, don't worry, because sooner or later you're going to see him. You pick up a 4x4 stick, you knock the fuck on the head. You can do that with black people, Okay, forget about. Let's be together. No African tribe or nation built a ship that put black people on it, sailed the 7 seas, and said, "Come here, come white man, come and buy me." No, the white people knew what they were doing. They were enlightened. They were illiterate. They could read and write. They knew the right and wrong. They had access to the Bible. Okay, and despite all that, they done the crime that they done. There's no amount of money the black man, white man, going to give us that's going to pay us for the crime that was done against us. We're going to get our reparations, but that's a different story. The point I'm making is right now we're going to take the argument to the white man. But the minute you start doing that, black coons turn up in the form of the ADOS or whatever they want to call themselves today, right? And then they want to put the argument before the black person. Okay, Muhammad addressed this. He was surprised at the amount of black people that was against him. Well, I'm glad he realized the reality. Okay, people from weak tribes who were weak back in the days and weak today are backing the white man, making sure before we get the argument that we're cautioning ourselves. There's no time to be cautioning ourselves. We're taking it to the white man first. When we deal with that, we can deal with the black one. Thank you, Darius.
Hold up. I want to
answer his question about there was no successful revolts in the United States. You just don't know about them. Basically, if you never heard of the Gala Wars, they call them the Seminole Wars. If you actually look up the history, those were the biggest slave revolts through Florida, through the Georgia and South Carolina that were burning sugar plantation and freed over 500 slaves. So let's not act like that. Then we're going to talk about the Dismal Swamp Maroons, where they tried to raid those swamps between North Carolina and Virginia, and they got their ass kicked a whole bunch of times. There had been multiple positive, successful slave revolts, but you're dealing with the United States. They're not going to talk about that. So don't talk about what my people did or didn't do just because you only did get surface deep research. I ain't gonna talk about what your country did or didn't do, even though you outnumber the white man and they still control your resources. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. The white man don't control you. The white man don't control y'all.
Yes, sir.
That's my people.
Man,
first clear your fucking throat. Catch your breath.
I don't care. Listen, I don't really care what his people are doing over there. My man, when is Ghana gonna pay us our reparations?
Thank you. That's a simple question because they are complicit in the trade.
Ghana is not gonna pay you guys nothing.
First and foremost,
we know. That's why we don't want to be with y'all.
You guys say we're not Africans.
Listen,
we know that.
Bring your case. Bring your case.
We get it. We know.
So all this we know is nothing.
Passport brother, let me ask you a question.
Foundational Black Americans don't really want to mess with y'all.
You're not
going to mess with y'all,
right?
We get it.
Yeah, Dennis.
Hey, I gotta read the super chat in the CD's turn. JC Inc. Thank you for $4.99 holla and 1700. It typically. Oh, you already read that. All right, go ahead, CD.
Yeah, I wanted to clarify something about African history. There's Lily talking about Kwame Nkrumah.
I'm talking about Ghana history. I'm not talking about African history. I'm talking about Ghana.
She said Kwame Nkrumah helped Guinea to gain independence. First of all, let me clarify that.
This man, listen. I said when the French were tormenting the Guineans when they were wanting to get independent, and at the time of the independence, they destroyed everything. They literally
no, that's not true. Let me get to first of all, this is my turn. You gotta give me a chance. Let me talk. Let me finish. Then you guys can bring your opinion. Let me finish.
It's not opinion. It's a fact.
Guinea
is a fact. No opinion.
Let the man speak.
Sékou Touré served in French government as a French National Assembly in Paris. He, Sékou Touré, Cinco of Senegal, Ofoy-Boigny of Ivory Coast. Guinea independence was no struggle. He became a city mayor in Conakry in 1955 before Ghana could even take their independence, right? Guinea was the only French country that was fully independent, and they walk away. Then they walked away from the French CFA.
Hey, did you say Guinea was independent before Ghana? Is that what you said?
No, I said he was a mayor, a city mayor of the city in 1955.
Okay.
In 1957, he was in French government as a French National Assembly. He was a representative in French Assembly.
Destroyed Guinea.
What do you mean by French destroyed Guinea? That's what I'm telling you right now.
Guinea, stupid.
So the French Guinea independence was no struggle. It was three countries in Francophone West Africa:
Senegal.
You
Let me
know that.
listen to me. Senegal.
Please let the man finish, man. You guys are so emotional.
You have what is the problem? You have no history. I'm telling you,
history, bro.
First of all,
get your facts straight.
Senghor of Senegal, he was in National Assembly of France, served in Paris. Houphouët-Boigny of Ivory Coast, served in French National Assembly. Sékou Touré served in National Assembly of Guinea of France in 1957, right? And when listen to me, when he walked away from the French, he went to socialist countries like Romania, Russia, China, and Cuba, right? That's the reason why you Ghanaians find Kwame Nkrumah went to a hospital in Romania was because of Sékou Touré. He was living in a village in Guinea called Dalaba.
We know this.
He served in the Guinean government as a co-president. Let me tell you.
Independence.
Well, let him finish, man. I need to come on. Let him finish, please.
Let me finish. If I finish, then you can talk. Let me finish. I'm giving you history right now. So
what stated historical fact.
Okay,
when the French were leaving Guinea,
oh my God.
Okay, talk about the 10 million pounds Ghana gave to Guinea. Talk about 10 million pounds Ghana gave to Guinea.
Stop crying, woman. Let the man speak, man. Please.
Man, we're talking about historical facts here. That's not about crying. When you come on the try and get your facts straight.
Dennis, these people taking my time, Dennis. These people taking my time. Let me finish. Then you want to talk.
You're not seeking facts. You're not.
So I'm telling you, so do you know Kwame Nkrumah served in the Guinean government as a co-president? Is that a lie?
He was asked to be the president of the country, actually. You know,
he was a co-president.
He was asked to be the president when he first got there. Do you know that?
He was a co-president. The reason why Sékou Touré gave me that opportunity.
Are you aware of that, my brother?
Do you know?
Louis, brother, my British brother, allow the man, let the man speak, brother. Come on, man.
Let me finish, man. Don't be emotional like a lady.
All right, guys. All right.
Dennis, these guys.
See, you got a minute, guys. Don't interrupt him, please.
Dennis, I have 2 minutes. These people just cutting me off. I'm trying to educate them. They not listen to me. This is completely wrong.
Truth.
All right, go ahead, CD.
So basically, when you say Kwame Nkrumah helped Guinea to gain independence, Guinea independence was no struggle. When the Guinea are independent, the French people say, yeah, we're going to take everything away from you guys. Yes, Guinea should say, yeah, fine. They work with the Russians. They walk away with the French CFA. They say they are not going to use French CFA. Mali or Morbo Keita did a similar thing. He said he's not going to use French CFA, but because Mali was now too strong, they went back to French CFA. Guinea is the only French African country that do not use French CFA. And they said they are not going to use it, and that's why they are totally independent. So when you sit here today and say Kwame Nkrumah helped,
that's not what I said. You see, I think comprehension is very difficult for CD. That is not what I said.
What do you think?
It's very difficult for you. So I think I'm not interrupting you anymore. You can say whatever.
Oh my God, man! Come on.
Listen, CD's doing this deliberately to get more time and waste the bullshit.
No, but you guys taking my time. I'm trying to say something that people want to listen to the history.
I said Nkrumah helped Guinea get independent. I said at the time of their independence, when the French destroyed
when Guinea took their independence, tell me, when was that? When was that? When was that?
When Guinea had independence, and then the French blasted their dynamite and blasted and took everything.
My God!
They took the country there.
What are you talking about? I'm telling you, when
for this guy. So I don't know what you're talking about.
When Kwame Nkrumah left, he was living with Guinea Touré. He was living with Sékou Touré in Dalaba. Africa can testify to that. He lived there.
And Nkrumah has been deposed.
Yes, he did.
He took care of him. He made life comfortable for him. He made him a co-president of Guinea.
All right, guys.
Talk about 10 million pounds.
But CD, what is your point?
My point is,
when he's CD, you got a minute. Make your point, then I'll bring you back.
Thank you very much.
My point is, it's my turn next.
sometimes, Africa, people always try to give credit to their country. They want to sound like Kwame Nkrumah helped every African country to get independent, which is not true. When he was overthrown by the military government in military guys in Ghana, he fled to Guinea. He lives there, right? And he
In
was
Futa
really
Jalon. In
frustrated.
Futa Jalon.
In Futa,
Yeah.
Futa town called Dalaba. And he was living there. Not
Yeah,
only he
Futa
was
Jalon.
living there was some South African that was ran away from apartheid. Maria Makiba. You Google her name. She was a prominent musician from
Madam
South
Makeba.
Africa. Yeah, she was
She
living there
still got a
also.
place there.
Right.
There's still a building there that was made for her, as well as
Exactly.
Nkrumah. They still got a
Right.
place
Not
there. If you
only
want to go
that,
visit it, Louis and V, you can go to Futa Jalon. The place there.
Africa. Let him finish.
so they even have some
Okay.
African American guy that was living there. He changed his name to Secretary. He was living in Guinea also. There were a lot of Pan-African that were living in Guinea at that time, right? So when Kwame went, he was somehow frustrated. Secretary said, "Well, I'm going to make life comfortable for you. I'm going to make you like a president of Guinea, like a co-president of Guinea." He assigned all the facility to him, gave him all the convoy, the security guard. He was living like a normal president. He made life comfortable for him. When he got sick, Secretary sent him to Romania. The reason why he went to Romania was because they were all socialist country. Guinea was working with Russian, the Romanians, the Cuban, and in Libya. So these are the countries that Guinea had relationship with. But now, because for some others it's a white man country, they don't want to give credit to another African president that helped Kwame Nkrumah. They say, well, he went to Romania. How did he get to Romania? It was because of Secretary, his connection. He sent him over there for treatment, right? So, and you have to understand, Secretary in 1980, during the first Iraq and Iran war, Secretary was the chief mediator between Iran and Iraq because he was the president of the League Islamic at that time. So this guy was even more powerful than Kwame Nkrumah. But because of Guinea being a French-speaking country, people don't have that much information on them. A lot of French-speaking countries are like that. But because of Ghana being so loud and they take credit for everything, they think Kwame Nkrumah was the main struggle for all African countries, which of course is not. Yes, he was a Pan-African president, but he needs someone his kid after Secretary. His first son, either his first son, second son, he named after Secretary. Go and check that. So you don't have to try to trace the history around Ghana. Ghanaians want to claim credit for everything, which is not, it's unfair. Ghana is almost like France of Africa. It's almost like the French people, what they did to the American recently, right? They said, okay, nobody should go to Iraq. What Macron did, he bypassed Trump and said, well, this we can fight it by peace. Let's have peace with Iran. Because they wanted their oil tanker to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, right? That's the classical of Ghanaians. They want to play the double game on both sides.
All right, 20 seconds, CD. I got to pass the mic.
So basically, this is the game that they play. They play with all the
next,
African countries, which is not fair. Ghana is not a Pan-African country now. Yes, if for Kwame Nkrumah, yes, of course, I agree with that. But you can't play the double standard. You can't say you're working with AES at the same time you're working with ECOWAS, and we don't know which direction you guys are. So I'll lend it for now. Thanks.
All right, go ahead, Africa.
Thank you, sir. I mean, thank you, everyone. We just need to be civilized in this conversation that we're having because, it's quite sensitive for some of us. But all I can say is, we know for a fact in the Guinea Coast, of West Africa, thank God to the FBA who repatriated back to Sierra Leone, who injected this Pan-African stuff in our ancestors' mind. And also, when you talk about Pan-Africanism in West Africa, we know, they started by Bure, Sengwe Pierre. You by Pali guys don't know about these guys that much. Late Almame Samori Toure, late Alpha Yaya Jallo. These are the people that we know as Pan-Africans in the region. And before that, just before that, the African Americans, Maroons, and so on, who were resettled to Sierra Leone. These are the people that kickstart this thing. They're the founders in Africa about Pan-Africanism. Before that, there was no such thing. It was all kingdoms, all tribalism, all this bullshit that was going on in the continent. Let's make that clear. All these people are sitting there insulting, other groups of people who trying to liberate themselves. Good luck to you guys because you don't know your history that well. But anyway, goes back to this reparation thing. Of course, I think we should be going hard on Mahama. If Mahama is trying to lead the way, because at the moment we don't have leaders, in the world, not alone in Africa, to forward these things. If he can do what he's doing and manage to get success out of it, let's support him. But as I said the last time, if he's doing it for his own personal gain or for Africanness, he's trying to divide the black race. He's gonna go down as the worst president or worst leader in the history. Okay,
That's
because
a
the
fact.
African
That's a
Americans.
fact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Dennis,
There's African Americans, who have, single-handedly suffered in terms of the transatlantic slavery, and our Caribbean brothers who have suffered a lot from this transatlantic slavery, who supposed to be the one that gaining any penny or anything from this. Okay, and my advice to African leaders: before you go to the United Nations or before you go to these companies trying to face them, for reparation, please show them proof what you're doing first, because you're the people who sold these people to slavery.
Here we
Say,
go.
look, we have given them,
Here we go.
we have given them a land.
Here
Oh
comes
God,
the stupidity.
we have given them, done this so far. Okay, we have offered like what Sierra Leone and Liberia did. We have given them the piece of land. So we have done some bits, or we have done certain things to say, look, we've done this also. We're sorry, for what we did. What can you do? Because we know, not long ago they stopped paying money. The British government stopped paying money to the companies who were involved in slavery. They was paying the people who slaved our African brothers instead of paying the African brothers. So you can see their mindset already, how this is going to be a hard thing to actually battle against them. These people are ready. They already seen what's coming. If you don't have lobbyists, you don't have these caucuses in these political parties around the world to do the groundwork for you, and change the opinion. You don't have the media on your side. Okay, it's gonna be hard work. One man ain't gonna be able to do it. No matter how powerful Ghana is, or might not be, it's not gonna be easy. And in fact, if he's not
We got
careful, they're
it
gonna try and.
through. What's your problem, bro? We
No,
work together.
no, but I'm not listening.
Let him talk, man. Come on, stop.
Listen.
Like you did.
Stop doing
Okay,
this,
that's
man.
fine. That's fine. You say what you like, yeah. You're defending the undefensible. The reality is,
What did
we
Ghana
know
do
what's
wrong?
coming. No, I didn't. Are you listening to me, or are you just going on the
you're
emotion
talking
with me?
bullshit.
I said Ghana. What's his name? Bahama is doing the right thing. We should actually listen to him. At least we have one leader. No, but so just because I said that, I have no other reason to criticize him.
My friend,
I have no other reason to criticize other things.
To dominate the show, bro.
Okay? No, but I mean, you got to give this guy a chance. Let him give his opinion.
It's nothing to do, Dominic. I am just speaking this. I'm just speaking this.
All right,
fact,
Louis. Dude, Africa got a minute. Don't interrupt.
Thank you.
The guy deserves 2 minutes, Dennis.
No.
Exactly.
Africa got a minute. God, Louis. Guys, Louis, stop. Africa got a minute. Go.
Please, the amount of money Ghana is making from transatlantic slavery, start using some of that money and give it away to the African American brothers. Do something with that money in Ghana instead of taking money from them in terms of foreign exchange, okay? And pretending that you're doing all this homework return. We know homework return is in Sierra Leone and Liberia. Let's forget about that. Put it away. But
That's
the reality is, yeah. So the reality is, you need to actually lobby as hard as possible before you can get any of this thing. Because at the moment, it's a moral point of view. It's not legal point of view. Okay, until it becomes legalized, to say legally you're bound, you have to pay this X amount of money, or what was happening in those days was illegal. You have no legs to stand on. I pass the mic. Thank you, Dennis.
Can I speak quickly, Dennis?
Go ahead, Louis. Go ahead.
Can you please ask CD and Africa, the statue outside the African Union, who is the statue is of? There's one statue
Why does
outside
it
the African Union.
matter?
The only
Why does it
statue,
matter?
okay? The only statue outside the African Union, okay? It's not of Mandela.
Why does
It's
it?
not of anybody else. It's of Kwame Nkrumah, and I'll rest my case.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
because
It's
the
fine.
reason for that,
It's
let me
good.
answer. Because the reason for that, you guys, Ghana is oversold to everybody. The way you sell your country, and the email. First of all, that slave origin, you guys should definitely return that money to
Stick to the point, my friend.
black people.
You're talking about
That's what
Nkrumah.
I'm saying.
Stick to the point,
Because
my
it's
brother.
more of like exploitation.
Stick to the point, my brother.
If you say slave went through something,
Stick
right?
to the point, my brother.
And
Okay?
they went
The
through
work of
struggle,
Nkrumah
they
is
were tortured.
self-evident.
Why would you want to
Right?
use
The
that to
work
make
of Kwame
money?
Nkrumah is self-evident. Okay, if you
No,
want to hate
no,
me,
with the exception of Kwame
right?
Nkrumah, I don't
He's
see
the African of the millennia. He was the
where I
African of the
believe.
millennia.
Well,
Okay,
I agree with you that
give me
Kwame
so by
Nkrumah
the
was a
enemy for the
Pan-African.
BBC. Okay,
But
get jealous all
African
you like.
Union.
Get jealous
African
all you
Union
like,
is
brother.
African Union is a dusty place anyway. What is African Union? Please
You
give me
would
a
say
break.
that you come from one of the poorest nations on earth. Idiot.
Sierra Leone. Listen, you can't say that to me, bro. We have
Liberia,
rescue.
the bastards still just
You
jealous.
Ghanaians. We
Nobody's
rescue you
asking
Ghanaians
you
when they're
nothing
still
because you
selling.
got no
We
power.
rescue Ghanaian people. Wilberforce, who you trying to get reparation from? Rescue your people after
Yep,
they warn you to stop selling your people. We rescue them and rehome them in Sierra Leone. Okay,
that's a
and years
fact. That's
later,
a fact.
and we
You're an
educate them to
idiot.
come and educate
William Wilberforce, stupid. William
so
Wilberforce.
Yorubas and all
He's
the others,
stupid, bro.
Yorubas and all the Akan, all the West African little groups. We educate them. We turn
You
them
come
to
from a
elite to come
small,
and civilize you.
insignificant country,
Please
bro.
be quiet.
The only glory you had is
Keep
when the
talking.
African Americans came.
Sierra Leone has the
After that, you
oldest
nothing.
university
We-
in West Africa, the
and,
oldest, where
and
they were all Ghanaians
yeah,
used to go to, right?
The
And
golden
they were
statue of
exactly.
more
Kwame Nkrumah is
civilized, more
outside the
developed
African
than
Union. It's
Ghana,
not the golden
far
statue of
Way,
developed
Kwame
than Ghana.
Nkrumah.
we taught these people civilization.
Yeah,
Modern day civilization and education. We taught you. We rehome your people and
You come from
dress them neat
your country
and
is
nice and put them in
insignificant,
nice
bro.
clothes
Wait,
and
nigga,
show
are
them
you
what
taking
Your
credit
home
for
modernity is
country,
creating
about.
fire?
your
Yeah,
home
Are
and
you
country,
send
doing
you
brother.
that?
back.
Wait, are you
Yeah,
taking
and send
credit
you
for
back to your
creating
village in
fire?
Ghana.
And civil war. That's
Is
what
So
that
you're
what you
doing.
think you
listen,
did?
you've got nothing to say about us, bro. You got
Yeah,
nothing.
you
We
for your
Sierra
bones.
You're
Leone,
That's
we
what
taking
you're
educated
credit
the
for
doing.
entire.
creating
You know,
fire
you
as
don't
a
like
reason
civil
why
war.
nobody should. Hold on. Are you saying that we shouldn't criticize the wrongdoings of the
yeah,
people over there
Thank
that's the
you.
problem with these
because
That's what
guys.
they're trying to say. That's
When
what
you
they're trying
talk
to
about
say to
their
you guys.
country, they don't want you to
Yeah.
criticize. This is the
That's what they're
problem.
trying to say. They're trying to cover up their slavery, selling. Listen, even my tribe was involved in slavery. Okay,
y'all,
I've heard that. I
y'all
put my hands
terrible,
up.
man.
I know
I
that.
told
But
you
these
I'm an
guys are not
Ashanti man.
guilty
I
of
will
what
have
their
to argue
ancestors
any
did.
time.
They're double agent. They're double agent about everything. They just want to cover
Everything.
up their own shit. They are
We're
pointing the
talking
finger
about
over
Nkrumah,
there.
brother. Don't change the
Yeah.
subject, bro. We're
No,
talking
I
about
rate
Nkrumah.
Krumah,
The
bro.
reality
I love.
is,
Listen, I love
The
Krumah. I
golden
love
statue
Krumah.
of Nkrumah is
I
outside the
rate
African
Ghana.
Union
But
for a
I gotta
reason.
criticize you when you do wrong,
The
bro. When
golden
you do wrong,
statue
I'm
of
gonna
Kwame
criticize
Nkrumah
you.
is outside the
Yeah.
African Union for a
Dennis,
reason.
I have a question for
The
you,
golden
Dennis.
statue of Kwame Nkrumah is outside the
Stop
African
covering
Union
up in
for a
the.
reason, my brother.
This is what.
Dennis.
Listen, this is
It's
why African
not on
Americans and the
the native
Caribbean don't
Barbarian,
trust Africans.
right?
The way you
Okay,
carry
it is not
yourself
in the
on, that's why they
native
don't trust
Barbarian. It
African
is of
people,
Kwame
man.
Nkrumah.
Because
Okay,
they
so
see
you can
what you
kiss my
guys are
ass.
like. You're still hiding behind your tribe and your evil intent in the past. You haven't felt any single
Ghana
guilt
won a
for
victory
what
for
your
Africa,
people
and
did,
you're mad.
and
Ghana
you're not
won
addressing
victory.
the issue,
Ghana
and
won
you want to
victory
hide
for
behind
Africa on
cover.
behalf of black
That
people, and
bunch
you're
of
mad.
cowards, man. You're behaving like cowards
Okay,
right now, bro.
Ghana won victory for
Yeah.
Africa only a week and a half ago, and you're mad and upset
Well,
because you're jealous bastards. That's why you chop each other
no,
up in
there's
civil
nothing.
war.
Jealous
You're
about
known
what?
for Ebola and civil war.
Okay.
He
You're
said jealous.
insignificant little country.
Okay,
Jealous about what?
You fool.
What have you got? What have you got? What have you got in Ghana to be jealous about?
Prince.
Love
How
and
can we be
cruelty.
jealous of Ghana if Burkina Faso is feeling Ghana? You're getting tomato and oil
What this
from
got to do with
Burkina
Burkina Faso?
Faso.
We're not talking about Burkina Faso.
Dude, I'm telling you,
We're
Burkina
talking about
Faso
Kwame
feeling
Nkrumah,
you
bro. You're
guys,
jealous of
right?
him.
You get
You're jealous of him.
all the
Kiss my
resources
ass.
you have. your gold and
Okay, you're
diamond.
jealous of
You'll
Nkrumah.
I
get
got
to
no
all the
problem with Ghana, man.
resources.
I got no problem with Ghana, but I don't like people just
Okay,
hiding it
hold on,
too.
yeah,
I just hide the
hold
damn
on,
Okay,
cover.
God. We
hold on,
we got
yeah.
someone on the panel. I got to pass the mic to Rokoya. Go ahead, Rokoya.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
Evening. Listen, guys, to think that you guys will come on these shows, all of you, CD, whoever the other gentleman, I'm listening to you guys, and I'm so embarrassed.
Africa.
I am
CD.
so embarrassed. All of you, I can't name you all. I'm
Yeah, I
so
know you are a
embarrassed.
Ghanaian. You always say that. You like to play that game. What do you mean by you
Come on,
are
man, let her
embarrassed?
talk. Let her
The
talk,
fuck
man.
up. I'm talking. I'm talking to all of you. When you come on these shows, you come here representing the best or supposedly the best of African minds. And then under little pressure, just tiny pressure of arguing and debating, you start exposing yourself. Listen, we are all Africans. No country in Africa can say their hands are clean. None of your tribes. Every tribe was a slaver and also had victims. Check the history books. There was so much confusion on the continent that people were selling some people. There are even narratives of men trying to sell their wives. And let's be honest, Africa faced a paradigm shift. We had our own forms of slavery. We had our own kings, our own system of enslaving people. It was encoded in our six. But the way we treated the slaves was different from chattel slavery. That's what you guys need to understand. That the paradigm was different. The kings who were selling captives within the context of what they knew as slavery. The people, you got captives, you enslaved them in your farms, in warriors.
But then why Ghanaians should be making money out of that? Why you should be making money out of slave origin? If you know you're enslaved the people, right?
Stop your country from doing the same.
Listen to Dan has been to Promised Island. We have slavery. We did not make money out of it. No.
What money are you making from slavery? Tell us how much you make.
Hold on, man. She's still opening. Let her finish.
Listen, Ghana has always led, and I don't care whether it's because of whether they're trying to show up or not. Ghana has led, and I'm going to tell you, when Ghana started this year of return, do you know how many African countries it approached to do this? Tell you for one, it approached Nigeria. Ghana wanted to do it as a team, but every country has their own priorities. And when I speak, I don't speak out of conjecture. I can give you the receipts because I keep telling you guys that I do the research. I am connected. No African country has been stopped from doing this. Togo, which is next door to Ghana, and I'm partly Togolese, they have had an opportunity to do this. Many of them don't see it as a priority, but when Ghana made an effort to do it, now they're pointing fingers. They're saying Ghana is trying to collect the bag and so on and so forth. Listen, of your countries have given this Sierra Leone, the countries have given every year, almost for the last 5 years, citizenship to the diaspora. Ghana decided to do it, charge them when the diasporans mounted a pushback. Ghana had to push back because into them. So to see fight over nonsense, it's the same. You are the people who led to the slave trade. I'm telling you, because they are so full of ego. Oh, my tribe is better. Your tribe is. You did the same thing our forefathers did. Putting your fingers, stop you from doing anything. When Ghana was friendly with Sekou Touré, or Sekou Touré was friendly with Ghana, went to countries and went to the first OAU meeting and said, look, let us give our independence. Let's create a nation. People like you Francophones went to France to get permission. And said, came back as a group that said, we are not going to go do this. We're not going to go do this OAU thing. Countries that put their lives on. Whether in
you're going in and out. You're going in and out.
Okay, so I'm going to try and close up because my computer is sucked up. But what I'm saying is, nobody has stopped any African country. So let's stop being divisive. All of you come here and talk about Pan-Africanism. But look at how you are sounding now. I'm ashamed of you guys, all of you. Bye.
No, but the fact is, Miss, you don't want to listen to the truth.
Out of emotion.
Let me pass to Taraka. Go ahead, Taraka.
Let me ask you a question. The bottom line is, if somebody's giving you some money, you're not going to take it? And that's the same question for the passport brother and the other dude that's against all this. Are you guys going to just take it?
I'm sorry. I don't know what in context you mean.
I would take
No,
it. All I'm saying,
so you
all I'm
wait,
saying is
hold on. Let me ask you a clarifying
African
question.
government need to get money for colonization.
Wait,
Yeah,
hold, wait,
and also they
hold.
need to get
Can I
money
ask?
for
Can I ask?
reparation for the African American and the
Is
Caribbean. These are
anybody
two
gonna take
Well,
different
the
things.
money?
hold on.
What I'm saying is,
Can I ask you a clarifying question about taking the money?
mhm.
If the money, you mean taking money
if
from
if
the
somebody's giving you
people,
some money, if somebody's
right?
giving you some money, right, for reparation or whatever, whoever give it to you, will
Right.
you take it?
No, it
Well, it
depends on if the
depends.
money is clean money. I
Hold
would
on,
take
Oh
my
it.
man.
God
Hold
damn
on,
it!
my man. Hold
I
on.
just
That
asked a
is,
question. If the
yeah.
if the
I'll take it.
If it
I
is a
need a
clean money,
clarification.
if it is
I need
clean,
I
but
hold
not
on.
Yeah,
from
I
the
it's a
need to
slave
clean money.
clarify.
virgin, not from the slave virgin.
Hold
Come
on,
on, man.
Go ahead, truth teller. Go ahead, truth teller.
Is the money from my victims? Is the money from people I victimized?
no, I'm saying right. I'm saying if the Western government decide, okay, to hell with it, we're going to give you some money. Are you going to take it, whether you agree with it or not?
Right. I'm asking you a clarifying question. Did that money come from the people, my people victimized?
What do you mean you're a people victim? I don't understand what you're saying.
You know exactly what I'm saying.
No, I don't. I just
Then
asked
your
a
question.
simple question. If
Then your
somebody's giving
question.
you some money, would you take it? Yes or no?
And again, I'm asking a clarification. The money, did it come from the people, my people victimized?
Okay,
Did
say
they collect
yes.
it? Did they collect it from the? Then no, I'm not taking that money. I'm not going to take money from the people, my people victimized. What kind of person would I be?
Hold on a second.
Uh huh. Don't tell me that went over your head.
Nah, it kind of did. It kind of did because
Oh,
maybe I'm asking the
I
question
know
wrong.
why.
Then
I know
maybe I'm
why.
call- eh, maybe I'm asking it wrong.
Uh huh.
If the government, whichever
Uh huh.
government, right, whether it's U.S. government, British government, or whatever, decide
Mm-hmm.
to give you some money for the enslavement
Of my
of
people, yes.
the
Okay.
descendants of African slaves,
Mm-hmm.
would you take the money? That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
What do you mean by
Are
take the
those
money?
right? Are
Where
those my
is the
people that the
money
money's from?
going to? It's not gonna just
No,
What do
no,
you
no,
mean
randomly
no,
if
no,
the
no,
be
money's
no, no,
from
no,
distributed.
no,
your
no, no.
people? I don't understand.
We don't have to go that far. Is the money for what was done to my ancestors? Is that are you saying that or no? You just saying who the money was done to whoever and will I take it?
No. I didn't say whoever. I said
It's
the
being very
descendants
vague.
of
It's
you are one of the
confusing.
descendants of
Oh, then it's for
slavery.
my people. Right. So it's my people. Then yeah, of course we take the money. I'm old.
Okay, what's the
So why
point?
do I don't understand? Why did you ask me the other question if it's for victim, if it's coming from victims? I don't understand what you're saying. What do you mean by
I
that?
said is the money coming from the victims of the people that my people made victims? Are you paying me with money from them? I will say no. Because
But how you know
I'm not
how you're going to
I
know
have
it's not coming?
character. I have character and morals. I would never do something as atrocious as that.
So let me ask something. Who do you think? Isn't it a mixture of people you're going to be getting the money from because it's going to be coming from taxes and everything? How you know it's not going to be part of your money?
Well,
What?
if you paying me reparations, if you paying me and my people reparations for the crimes that this country did against my people, of course it's coming from the taxes of everybody in this
Hey,
country.
guys, give me
Including
hold
you.
on 1 second. Miss Chambers, thank you for your $50 tithing for the month. Thank you, Miss Chambers, because I was about to close the church. I was about to shut the doors. But thank you so much, Miss Chambers, for your $50 holla. And the brother, he already left. No, truth teller. Was it you, truth teller? Or the $40 holla, truth teller?
Yeah, that was me. It was me.
Yeah, I
One was
appreciate
for
you
the curse and one was for support. Yeah, one was for
yeah, I
curse and one
appreciate
was
the
for
$40
support.
holla
Yeah.
as well. Yeah. So okay, go ahead.
You was asking a question. What were you about to say something? He might have dropped. I don't know. Is he still there?
No, so what I'm saying, it came down to yes, we'll take the money.
Mm-hmm.
Who's we?
He knows who he is. We don't even have to go
What do
into
you
it.
mean? What do you mean? Who's we?
Yeah, because
You
you're
know,
just saying we take money. You gotta be a bit
no,
more
he already answered my
specific.
question. So he already clarified. It's for the ancestors of the victims of slavery here in the United States. We've gotten that clarified. So what was the question you was about to ask?
I think he lost his train of thought.
No, I ain't lost my train of thought. That's it.
No.
You answer the
Oh,
question.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
take the money.
You
Dennis,
asked
you
what was
take the money
reparations
if it's.
Can I make a closing
for our
statement?
ancestors? That's
Dennis,
weird.
can I make a
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
can we make closing statement because it's been
Check
quite
this.
argumentative.
Yeah.
All of us.
Go ahead and make a closing statement because we're gonna close out in about. You're gonna
Yeah,
close out soon anyway. Go
this
ahead and
is
make a
the
closing
major
statement.
problem. To kind of wind it all back and put a nice little bow. There's a lot of disingenuous and doublespeak going on in relation to reparations, and I'm trying to take it from a different approach. Again, I'm an FBA. I can only speak for my people on behalf of my people in the United States. And the reason why we don't want other people speaking, because we're noticing two simultaneous trends. We're seeing people outside of our lineage saying that, no, we're not going to get it or we don't deserve it. And they're not even U.S. citizens. Some of them not even in the USA. And even in the USA, it's none of their business. And then you got another group who's trying to like do all these mental gymnastics to try to say they should somehow be included too. Because wait a minute, my people came to the USA, we experienced discrimination, we should be included too. Those are the two simultaneous issues going on. So you got one group claiming we're never going to get it, and you got another group claiming they should somehow be included because, oh, well, we got black skin too, we got prejudice. And then you got the nonsense with Ghana where, look, I know people, you're going to get mad. Y'all have pride for your country. That's cool. But look, there's more than enough evidence to show that the president of Ghana is trying to run a slick scam to take money that's going to end up in his Swiss bank account. And this is why us in America saying, you know what, whatever the Caribbean does, Brazil does.
How would you stop that though? How would you
Right,
stop
and
it?
it's
We mean how we
non-binding.
stop that?
It's
We agree with our
non-binding.
government. And, oh, here's one last final thing. Let me make this the final point. Some of y'all have this sick pleasure. Oh, y'all not getting reparations because the U.S. government said no. The U.S. government said no because they recognize, if you listen carefully what the ambassador UN said,
Man, U.S. government ain't giving us no reparations.
Hold on.
Democrat already Republican, bro.
Ghana has distant relations to the victims. Yes, it might have said other things. Don't worry about the other things about it was legal. That's for FBAs to deal with. But what they are correct on is that Ghana had no business bringing it on behalf of U.S. citizens. So we agree with the government, and the part we don't agree with, that's FBA's ongoing battle, ADOS, other U.S. slavery descendants to take up with our government, and we'll handle it as we
Mr.
always
Passport,
handle
I
it.
have a
And
question.
I'll land my plane
for
there.
you. I have a question for you, Mr. Passport.
Yes,
right?
sir. Go ahead.
Right? You said that's the FBA, right? You do know that you as an individual, if you go to the UN and you say, hey, I got a reparation.
Did you hear me say UN? We're not. Hold on. We're not going to the UN.
Wait,
Okay,
wait,
look. I'm answering your question right now. No, we're not going to the UN. The UN is powerless. The UN has the power that the United States government allows them to have. No, hold on. The United States said no to Ghana and the UN. The United States hasn't dealt with us yet.
If the United States said that they're not going to pay reparations, who are you going to go to?
And a century ago, the United States was saying that my people's ancestors would never get out of
If the
slavery.
United States says they're not going to pay, who are you going to go to?
Why are you answering them? Wait, hold on. Before you answer Passport, before you even answer his questions, are you FBA, brother?
Yes, sir.
And
no,
other brother asking the question.
They got this.
So then why are you the Passport? Don't ask him.
No, I just asked you a question. I said that
it's irrelevant. Listen, man. It don't matter what you ask. Sorry, player. This ain't your business, man. You good, player. It ain't your business, man.
So why you on this platform then? Why you
You
getting hostile
good,
for?
player.
Why
You
you
good.
hostile
It ain't
for?
none of
Why
your
you hostile
business.
for?
Ain't
Why you
nobody
hostile
hostile.
for? I asked
I'm
a
just telling you,
question.
good.
I asked a question. I asked a
None of your
question. Stop
business,
getting
man. It
hostile.
ain't none of
Let
your
me answer my
concern.
question.
You good.
Let me answer my question.
You good.
Let me answer my
We
question.
good.
Let me
We
answer
good,
my
player.
question.
We
I don't
good.
care. Listen.
No, ain't no
I
reason
don't
to
care.
answer your
Listen,
question.
dude,
We're
I don't
good.
care what you
We're
think because you on
good, my
this
man.
platform.
You good.
Okay, listen, if you
hold
on
on.
this
Let me ask
platform,
this
then why
question.
don't
We're
you
good.
go on the FBA platform then?
We're good,
Huh?
player.
Why
We're
are you on this
good.
platform then? Why are you
We're
on this
good.
platform
Dynasty
then?
is not telling us you
Because
got to
Dinah
answer that
says it's
But
question.
why
We're
are
open
you
good,
to
on this
player.
all.
platform then? Why are you on
We're
this
good.
platform then?
No,
My
Dinah
man,
says
Why
it's
everybody
are
is
open
you
to
on this
welcome
all.
here,
platform?
man.
Why are you on this
we're
platform?
good.
Okay,
Do
thank
your
you. So
thing,
my
player.
question
Wait,
to
Do
hold
your
you
on.
thing,
is
player.
that
Miss
right?
Saka, hold
So
on.
if
Miss
the
Saka, hold
United
on, hold
States
on,
said
hold on.
no,
Miss Saka,
who you gonna go
if
Don't
you
to?
want to
listen.
take
Let him
that, hold
finish
on,
this
Miss
so we move
Saka.
to the next person, man. Who cares?
Huh?
Miss Saka, I'll raise you one. If you want to take that attitude, know what we can say next? Why are you black immigrants in the USA? Leave,
Come on,
go
man.
home,
Let's
or
not
go
even
to
go there. He ain't
Canada?
worth
It's
it.
only 5% of black
He ain't
Africans
worth it, my
inside of the
man. Don't
United
even go there.
States.
Passport.
Well,
And the
yeah, I'm gonna go
5%
over there.
out
No, I'm gonna go
here,
over there. I'm gonna go
the
over there. It's
white
only
people who
5%.
y'all love
There's
to
only
worship,
2.8 million
out.
Africans inside the United
And
States.
y'all got no smoke for
And
them, but y'all got a lot of
and how
smoke for
many
the
people's in
FBAs.
Africa? How many people's in Africa?
You got no smoke for the white people
Hey,
who
can we
want
get
y'all out.
everybody in
Y'all,
Africa to
They
put
do
in
have
$1
smoke.
to pay us reparations? If y'all could do
Now
that,
we're
that'd be
poor.
fine.
We're
So
poor.
if
We're
the United
poor.
States
That's
said
what
no,
we are.
who
We're
you gonna
poor.
go to and get reparations?
nah, we
We're
don't want
poor. We're
reparations
poor
from
and
them truth
destitute, man. We
teller.
can't
What we
afford
gonna do for a
somebody.
bunch of goats?
We
Let
also
me
put
ask
some
you
I
in
don't
his
this.
need no
previous
Let me ask
goats.
statement
you
to
this.
stop the argument.
I
It
can't
is so
convert
funny.
goats over here. I can't convert goats over here. I'm sorry. I need
How much does goats go
I
for
need
in Bitcoin?
fiat. I need fiat, man. I can't use no goats.
We'll get 20 herds of goats and some coconuts.
You see, for
I
some
can't
other
do none of that.
reason, Ghanaians, they want to come here and try to bully people when you speak
Dinah,
the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. And you
No,
can't
of
bully
course, because it's
anybody
trolling.
here.
No, of course,
You don't think
exactly.
everything
They don't
Dinah,
should
even
be
have
a
their own
sugar
platform
coated
trying to
for the
bully people
Ghanaians,
over here.
which is close
Dinah,
people not going to do.
Dinah. Let me ask you a question, Dinah.
Go
You
Okay.
ahead. Go
listening?
ahead. Go ahead.
Um, what is the meaning? Why did you start this channel? What's your meaning of the channel?
No, it was my personal in search of a huru, me covering my African roots.
Okay, see, that's what
Thanks for
a,
having me on.
a, a lot of the so-called FBAs, right? They always come on here and said, "Well, why don't you go to a different channel? Go to the Caribbean channel or the African channel."
What FBA said that? What FBA said that?
No,
This is
they
this
said
is this.
they hold
You
on,
can't
Dinus,
hear.
Dinus,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Dinus.
Go
Now
ahead. Go ahead.
you know I'm speaking the truth. You see what I'm saying?
Talk. I would say this: FBAs have said that. Pan Africans are told FBAs why they're here. You know, everybody's welcome here.
Right,
Yeah,
but
in
that's
all
my
fairness, that's
point.
true, Dinah.
Right.
FBA's so-called FBA. I don't know. I know a lot of African Americans. I don't know any FBA, but FBA says that they say it all the time. You see what I'm saying? But
I'm
they
sorry.
are
I'm
the
really confused. Say
I
what
mean,
all the time?
ADOS has a plan, but these FBAs don't have a plan, man. They
they
just
are
like to
I
go
hear you.
online,
Yeah,
just
there we
like to
go.
argue
Dinus,
But
online and
Yeah,
why
talk
do
yeah.
y'all
Go ahead.
trash.
care though?
Go ahead, Tarka.
Why do
Dinus.
y'all care?
I ask you about your platform.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to
Sure.
let them know that everybody is welcome here. You see what I'm
Correct.
saying? So
Correct. Yeah.
your platform is an African centered platform. I've been on your platform since 2013. I don't know if you remember, but that's how long I joined.
Oh wow.
Right?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Um.
Yeah.
So
Wow, that's a long time, man.
I'm trying to let FBA understand that this platform is for everybody. You see what I'm saying? And to let them also understand it's an African centered platform. It's not an FBA platform. It's an African centered platform. That means for every black person around the world.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? It's African centered. That's what it is. It's not an FBA platform.
Centered.
All right? That's all I'm saying. It's for everybody. So don't come in here and talking nonsense about, well, go over there, go argue. I don't hear you arguing with the Caribbean platform or that. It's an African platform. That's all I'm saying.
You do
Good point,
realize
bro.
this show has a name, right?
What do you mean the
It's a
relax? for what I know what the name is.
Okay, so there's a topic for this show. You do realize that?
No, I'm not
Right,
talking
but
about the
it will.
topic. I'm not talking about the topic. I'm talking about in general, overall in general.
Right,
It's
but
an African
Dinus
platform.
put a topic for this show.
Okay,
So you say,
bruh.
But
so you saying
regardless
we
of the
shouldn't say
topic,
anything
if you
about
guys
any?
go on the
No,
platform,
that's not what I'm
It's an
saying.
Oh, okay.
African-centered
That's not
show.
what I'm
That's what
saying.
he's saying.
I'm saying
Not
because
FBA.
it's not this is
I
just
thought the
this is
show was
just
for
today.
everyone. Now you're saying it's
This
only African centric. You don't see the concept,
no, I say it's African centered,
But then
right?
right? What
Then it's not for everybody. I don't understand what your point
but
is. What's
whether
African
you like,
centered mean?
bro, whether you like it or not, you're part of the African centered.
Okay, but what does that got to do with today's topic?
He's not talking about this, but he's
Did
talking
I
about
say
in
today's
general.
topic? I say in
Anyway,
general because
let's
this keep
close. Let
happening
everybody do
every
their
week.
closing because Janice might want to go.
It's
And
been
then this is
happening.
this
It's
is
been
the
happening
best
every
show
week.
in so far, Dennis. You have the best show for the fact that the other ladies say they don't want to expose people. Yeah, we talk about everything. If you're doing it wrong in Africa, as long as you're black, we will say it. It's nothing. You can't hide anything here, right? She's saying we're exposing African. We're not exposing anybody. If you think that your country is doing the wrong thing by
Basically, CD,
exploiting
that's
people
what she
through
was saying.
slavery,
She was
stop
saying
doing
us
that.
African. She was saying us African shouldn't criticize our own and just to criticize the other side. And I don't like that. That's very
Do
dishonest.
you
Yeah.
even know what the title of today's show was? It had nothing to do with African.
That is a good point.
Okay, then why are you
Jesus
calling in?
Christ.
You're FBA.
You
You're not
killing
even
me.
African.
It had to do with
Yeah, but
Black
you're FBA.
America.
You're not
Jesus
even
no,
Christ.
African.
All right, man.
but you
You're
notice,
good.
but
You're
notice
FBA,
the
bro. You're
notice
not
the
African.
notice the deflection. They
You're
couldn't even
native
answer the
in
question.
America.
But they got to use their excuse because I'm not FBA. They can't even answer the question.
I'm just saying it's about Black American and you want to keep talking about Africans. I don't
All right,
understand. I'm confused. That's all.
Yeah,
You are
but it
So
confused.
in
has
all
something to do with
fairness,
Africa. If you mention slavery, it has to do with Africa.
you was trying to say
Oh,
to
If you
man's
say
sake.
so you
slavery, it has
are
to do with Africa. What are you talking
You were
so
about?
trying to say to
so
man's
you're
sake because it's not
acknowledging
FBA, you shouldn't
you're
speak, and that's
acknowledging
wrong.
Africa's role in slavery then.
Because he's
Is that
African
right?
They did
Brazilian.
play a
All right.
role in it. It's not an
Africa,
acknowledgement.
Okay,
That's a
Africa,
cool,
fact.
Africa. You
cool.
heard this, right?
All right,
Africa,
cool.
you heard this though,
Cool.
right?
Yeah,
You see how the
yeah,
deflection? They
man's
can't
sake.
answer the question, so they got to refer to name calling and stuff. They can't answer the question.
Right,
Who
yeah.
called
No,
your name?
That's all I.
I
That's
had
all I
your
said.
name?
I just said. I simply.
Listen, no FBA
Africa,
calls you
Africa.
a name
I simply.
at all.
No, Passport King did.
No
No,
FBA
Passport King
on
did.
this panel called any African a name.
No, he was
You
talking
sure
about
about
another
that? You
person,
sure
brother.
about that? You
We
sure
were
about that?
called several names. Yes, I'm very sure. I was
I asked
listening.
everybody. I asked everyone.
We don't need to call you, my man.
Everyone on this panel.
As soon as we bring up
everyone on this
facts,
panel who's in the back
as
chat. Look at the
soon
back chat log between me
as
and Passport
soon
King,
as we
and you
bring
let
up,
me know
as
who's not
soon
name
as
calling.
what
Yeah,
name did any
this,
FBA call an African? Give me it.
my
Tell me.
brother. Like, no,
But like I
this is
said,
the problem,
Africa,
right, my brother?
Africa,
What you
Like you
saying?
said,
Africa,
Yeah,
Africa, like I was just saying,
okay.
right? I just simply said this is
Oh,
yeah.
all I said. I said
tell us
if
the
the
name.
United States went to the
What
UN
was the
and they
name,
said
sir?
that how
One mic.
they said that how
What was the name?
they're not going to recognize this because it was legal, and all I said was, if America is not going to pay for reparations, who's going to pay for it? Then that's all I said. I didn't say nothing else. I didn't say that I'm
The
against it.
United,
What
yeah,
name were
I
you
agree.
called?
I heard that.
Hold on. And let's be
What name were
clear.
you called?
And hold on. And let's be clear. I'm for
Yeah.
FBAs to get reparations. Just to be
Thank
clear,
you. I
I'm not
appreciate
against it.
that.
I'm for it.
Oh, that's good.
That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Can you tell us?
Yeah.
Can you tell us what name you were
Yeah.
called?
No, I hear you,
That's
Mansi.
all
I hear you.
What name did
you
we
can go
call
in the
you?
back chat. Anybody on this panel right now? Go
You don't
in the back
remember?
chat and
But
see.
you brought it up.
My,
If you don't
anyway,
remember the
let's
name, how are you gonna bring it up?
my brother. Let's move away.
I don't have to say
Let's move
nothing
away.
because
Let's move
listen,
away.
you're on this
Hey,
panel.
I just want to give my final statement. I just want to give my final
Hold
statement.
on. Let me answer this question. Let me answer this question. Let me answer this question. You're on this thing. You're on StreamYard. You can simply go in the chat and you can see what was said. That's all I got to say.
All right, go ahead, guys.
Let's move on. Well done.
Who's gonna make the final step? Was it Smitty or?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
After Smithy.
I'm just going to go to the actual topic that there wasn't no American slavery. That is false, because even though it was 90 years or 98 years of slavery, the United States used their slaves that they had to make an impact in the world with cotton, basically supplying all of Europe, so much that Europe was colluding to assist the South in the Civil War war, so they can can completely produce in cotton. I just think that when we're talking about that there wasn't no difference between American slavery and the Caribbean slavery, they actually did a statistics during that time, that 90-year time. There was more slaves that black people were under slavery than anybody else in the whole Western Hemisphere. Yes, Brazil was under slave longer, but they had less slaves, along with the Caribbean, where a lot of the Caribbean islands were either into slavery or a lot of them were free. America didn't have any intention, United States, I should say, to clarify, they have no intention to actually free their slaves, and because they found a capitalistic way to use them the best out of any colony. So yes, American slavery was its own thing, and even after that, they had to do sharecropping and other things. So we have to be for real. It was different, and the man was from the UK. So a lot of people overseas don't know there's that intricacy in American slavery. There is still stories even after like Juneteenth and other holidays. Slavery was still allowed in certain states because it was a bargaining tool for them to join the union. So we gotta be for real. Slavery was different in the United States, just like it was different through the Caribbean on each island in South America.
But what do you mean different? You mean harder? You mean it was worse?
No. I'm not going to the Impression Olympics. I'm saying it's different on how they use their slaves and what they got out of them.
Yeah, if you was worse than Brazil was the worst form of slavery, bro.
Depending on the time period. Because during that era, even though they got out of slavery later in the United States, most black Brazilians were free. There was only like 1 million of them enslaved out of the whole population of black people.
So, man, most of the slaves went to South America.
Don't even get into this conversation with him, because what difference does it make what their slavery look like versus ours?
You're not unique, bro.
We're not going to get
unique.
Hey,
I ain't saying we're unique.
Everybody suffered the same. You're not unique.
Right. Correct. We suffered the same.
I mean, if you want to go through oppression,
reparations, you go after your oppressor for reparations. You cool. We don't got to see who the worst. We got a different target than you do. So go after your target, and we'll go after ours, and we're good.
Everybody's claim.
First I don't need no fucking reparation.
Hey, awesome. Then I don't even know why you talking to us about this. Cool.
So to say that there wasn't no difference in slavery, that's total BS. Okay, it might have been worse in some places. Honestly, it depends on who you were under enslaved, because you can actually look through the diaspora where you can hear different types of slave stories.
The same people you were under, bro. British are the same people.
Yes, but at the time, America kicked up its slavery in those 90-something years to make it a financial empire. So much that the other European countries who were against slavery were going to back up the Confederate.
Hence,
not the Caribbean.
It's been a superpower for the last.
You never heard that? You never knew that? You never knew that European countries, France, Spain, and everybody else were meeting with the Confederate to keep slavery alive in the United States, to back up the South. That really happened.
You're fucking making up stuff now, bro.
See, this is why I tell people, everybody not from here gonna comment on American Black history, but don't know shit.
Stuff now. Making up stuff.
Read a book and actually do your research.
I do read book, dude.
Then actually look up the research.
Yeah, William Wilberforce.
Just let him be.
Sorry, William Wilberforce was a British. Who was a British? He is one that actually practically, enslaved in Africa. Okay, he basically ended from the point of origin. That's one thing I know, and he was a British, and he worked so hard to actually make that happen. That's because the Sierra Leoneans, Maroons, and the African Americans and the Maroons who gained loyalty to the British Crown helped them achieve that. So he can make a case, for that to be stopped. So, slavery was stopped, but in the roots of slavery in Africa by the British. So it just shows, if it wasn't for the European themselves, slavery would have still continued.
That's the trade.
Yeah,
not
the trade,
slavery.
Yeah, the trade.
Yes, but we're talking about something different.
There was slavery, and then it was actual slavery. So can we? I don't even know what you're arguing, my man. Can we move on to the next person?
Yeah.
So that's my statement. That's my statement. And peace out,
guys. We gotta. Guys, we gotta. We'll go ahead and record it in Africa. I gotta close out. Record. You want to ask something?
Okay.
Guys, listen, I wanted to just close out by saying, if there's going to be any finger pointing, remember when we point that one finger out, the rest of the fingers are pointing directly at us. We all as Africans, and I only talk to the Africans because the FBA folks, I know they've said they're not Africans. They don't have any lineage to me. They don't have any relationship to me, and I'm not going
Why
to
do you like
fight them.
lying on us? Why do you do that? That's not a good
Madam,
characteristic to have, ma'am. It really
I
isn't.
am not lying. I'm telling you the
You are lying.
FBAs that
Just go ahead and
said
finish.
they are.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Go
you
ahead and
didn't
finish.
say that, but I'm talking about the gentleman that I heard, passport something. Said they have no lineage to us. If you didn't say that,
He didn't say
sorry,
that
my
either.
apologies.
But okay. I was listening. He
Well,
didn't say that either. But
say
fine.
that. He did say they are foundational black. They have no lineage to Africa. That's what he said. I heard it with my own ears. So
No, he
basically,
didn't.
I'm not going to address that. But what I'm saying is, if you count yourself as an African, if you count yourself as someone who has some roots to the continent, yes, there are ills that are on that continent. Yes, there are historical issues based on history that forced Africans to sell out each other. But there are also nuances to the conversation. And I think that before we can all come here and talk, it behoves on us to at least do some research. Let's find out more. The internet and Google and books are our friends. The more you read, the more you understand what really happened. Not here to defend anyone. I am not here to praise anyone. But what I'm saying is, if we're moving forward, if we are working towards something, then let that be the beacon light. We're working something. Being divisive does not lead us to work towards nothing. And coming on these channels and listening to us tear each other up, it's like we're just doing it for entertainment. Are we coming here to contribute, or are we coming here to actually make change? I come here because I want to share information. I want to listen. But sometimes I am so embarrassed to hear other Africans speak like they do. Sometimes you Africans sound worse than the people who point fingers at us and say, we are guilty. Yes, we are guilty. We're carrying the same hatred for each other led to these kinds of slavery things. Because if we loved each other, there would have been no African willing to stand and sell the other African to a stranger. And I don't care what color the stranger was, but we Africans, because of this hatred, we keep on doing this. It's time to stop. Thank
Okay,
you.
can you do me a favor 1 second, please? Can you go to Ghana government and tell them to stop taking money from the poor that go to slave dungeon and charge
I
everybody the
totally agree
regular
with you.
price
I
because
totally
that's
agree with you.
exploitation,
I
right?
totally agree with you, sir.
Okay, thank you very
These
much.
people should
Thank
not
you.
be charged. I actually do agree. They shouldn't be charged at all. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
that's a
can I go
different
next?
argument, though.
Yeah, can I go next?
Yeah, I mean,
No, Africa,
yeah.
you got 1 minute. Then I got to pass the truth teller. We got to close out. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. I mean, yeah, I come on basically here, to share history and acknowledge the truth and not, you know, basically, shy away from the truth and, accept liability. And also, we need to admit to what we did in the past wrong so we can learn moving forward. And there's no sugarcoating because that doesn't hurt. And when we do that, and people who have been victim of slavery can see that, they can see the false intent, and it doesn't sound good. The only thing I would say is like, if some African leader or any other black leader in the world, pick up this thing and shine a light on it, I think it's a good thing. Something we should actually commend him for that. Who is the Ghanaian president? I said that. For as long as it's a good intention for the for the general good, absolutely. And also, we should also look at us from the continent. How we can actually do some business with the diaspora. Us people to people, and work with other groups so we can actually change course. Because we know for a fact, without the African diaspora, Africa is doomed because the people in the continent are not going to do anything. And I think this is a good talking point from the Africans in the diaspora and the African Americans, who are here and all over the other platforms. Unification is happening through the internet.
Yeah,
I can guarantee you that.
I mean,
Yeah. So,
but
I hope
Africa,
let's.
Yeah.
Let me just say one thing, Dinas. I don't think you should bring this subject back, bro. I think you should leave it alone, because certain people, certain so-called FBA don't want anything to do with any African country whatsoever, even if it benefit them. These particular FBA, not the African Americans I know, none of them, not the 10,000 that live in Ghana and different places in Africa. I'm talking about these type of FBA. You're going to get these type of FBA on your channel all the time. If it's a different type of subject, you're not getting nobody. But this type of subject, they're coming on here and they're going to say how they feel. They don't consider themselves Africans, and they do not want to work with any African, period. And that's fine. That's them. These type of FBAs, that's on them. You see what I'm saying? So I think you just leave this subject alone.
Yeah, unity is correct. We always love strangers. Yeah,
I just want to add to
y'all,
what you were saying too. That, like, I just want to add to it too, because No, I just want to add too, because Ghana didn't go by themselves. They had Al Sharpton and Professor Smalls who were FBA, so I don't know why.
It's my turn.
That's right, and I know Professor Small.
Right.
Can
I was one of Professor Small's bodyguard in New York.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine.
I know those type of FBAs. I grew up with them.
Can I go? Can I go now?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You tell me close out.
So
yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Dennis.
When we bring up reparations, I don't know why y'all niggas always talking about us.
I paid
already.
That's a tariff.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I paid already. So
I mean,
I knew it was coming.
You did send more than the fine, but come on, man.
It's gonna be the last time because I'm closing. I had to say it though, because this is what we talking about with the rest of y'all compared to us. The thing was talking about black slavery in America on black people. And for some strange reason, we had Africans, Caribbeans telling we ain't gonna get it. This topic wasn't even about Ghana, but y'all even brought it in, right? It wasn't even about Ghana. It wasn't about Ghana's move with the UN. It wasn't about any of that. It was just about slavery here. It wasn't even about reparations per se, which I brought it up in reference to us. And I don't know about y'all. Maybe y'all should re-listen to this whole show. Y'all was nothing but negative about us getting slavery. Y'all not gonna get it. Y'all shouldn't ask for it. It was the Europeans. It wasn't Africa. The lady who just spoke literally in her statement criticized somebody for holding an African country accountable, but then this very next second admitted that the African country's accountable, but said we shouldn't bring it up. Y'all have problems, man, and we trying to do for ourselves right now, and that's all we saying. Hey, you want some support? I hope y'all do get y'all reparations. Somebody's hating on y'all, but I don't know why y'all want to tear us down when we trying to get our own. We didn't ask for help to fight with the United States. We've never asked for help to fight with the United States. We're good. Focus on your stuff. Keep it pushing. Have a great one, y'all.
All right, guys. Everyone, thanks for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family. Dynasty Mirror, search for Huru. Peace.